All sports, all the time.
There's heroes and there's legends. Heroes get remembered. Legends never die.
This is the Spoken Podcast.
Hold your ears, folks. It's showtime.
I'm your host, Lance Twidwell.
Man, that kid, he can ball, man. He can ball.
Touchdown, Kansas City!
Patrick freaking Mahomes, baby!
Let's talk some sports, because that's what we're here to do.
You are tuned in to The Spoken.
This is the Spoken Podcast. I'm your host, Lance Twidwell, here inside the Spoken Studios with my guy, Trevor Twidwell.
What's good?
Episode 338. 338 is a full swing, full motion. We're so happy to be here with you, for you to be here with us, whether you're live streaming, podcasting, or YouTubing. We want to thank you so much for taking the time to be with us in this time. We have a little bit of a shakeup here, guys. It is a Friday night. It is not Saturday, as I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, have been accustomed to for the last damn near, 3 years now, man. I think that we've been doing it on Saturdays at 11 a.m., and we've enjoyed that time slot. But for some of you that might be some OGs, when we started this thing about 7 years ago on the podcast side of things, we were on Fridays when we were just a podcast. We literally just had a podcast. We weren't doing live streams to start the show, and it was Trevor, myself, Eddie Ortiz, and we were just having fun times, man, drinking beer, having guests on in person. I mean, there was such a different time, man. There was no COVID before that, obviously, and it was a really good time. And you know what? We decided to step it up a little bit. Schedules change, life changes a little bit, so we moved to Saturdays to kind of accommodate other people's lives and lifestyles. And you know what? We've come to another fork in the road, and we decided, you know what? It's time for Fridays to be our time. So
Red Tribe Cinema said, "Spoken after dark, shirts off."
hey, you keep your look. You know, you play things right, Clay. You play things right, Clay. You might get it. You might get some VIP action. Just saying.
Got the tassels on.
These aren't free. Just saying. I charge. But it's going to be here on a Friday, guys. We have so much to get to. It's going to be the same exact show as it always has been. We just, like I said, move a day back, and I hope that's okay with you guys. I know that your guys' weekends, you're probably busy as it is, so we're trying to open up Saturdays for everybody, man. So that way you guys can do whatever you want on Saturdays and hang out with us on Friday night. What better place to be, man, than on a Friday night hanging out with us? So there's probably a lot of places, but we appreciate it regardless. Trev, how the hell are you doing, man? How's everything going for you, buddy?
Good, man. It's wintertime feels, I mean, the weather is officially here. I feel like I always got to get the weather update because yeah, that's just what I.
Trevor's a meteorologist.
Well, I work outdoors, so I can't really help it. It's a drastic part of my life. So been working outdoors in this weather has not been fun. I actually just got over being sick this week, so I was dealing with the flu. So I'm happy to be in much better shape now. The last couple of days, slept with what I felt like for 38 hours straight. But yeah, man, I'm good, dude. I'm ready to try to talk myself into continuing to be a Chiefs fan this season. It's been a rough one, man. Yeah. So, ready to talk some ball?
Let's do that.
Yeah, question mark?
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm good, bro.
What we always tell you is the top and the bottom of every single show. If you'd be so kind, go to YouTube, hit up the Spoken Podcast there. We live stream, obviously, on that platform, and that is where we're trying to grow this bad boy as much as we can. We've had exponential growth this year. It's been the best year by far, especially on the YouTube side of things, but we still need your help, man. We're trying to get this bad boy monetized. That is me asking humbly, not in any other way, guys. We want to add as much as we can to this show to give you guys the best experience every single week. So if you guys would be so kind, so courteous, go to YouTube, hit subscribe, hit like, hit notify, hit all the buttons. But the one we want you to hit the most is the comment button, because we do live stream, which means we want you to be a part of the chat. We want you to be a part of the show. We don't want to just be talking at you. We want to be talking with you. It's a community-driven show. Let's have some fun, man. Let's talk. If you guys want to just sit back, kick back, and just watch the show, listen to the show, that is totally your right. That is totally your prerogative. You guys do what you do. But for those of you that have an opinion and you want your opinion heard and you want to have reaction to said opinion, this is the show for you, man. So we hope that you guys stick around and have fun. Like I said, I know it's a little bit of a difference in the time slot, but hopefully we all can adjust together and keep this bad boy rolling. We like to start the show with high energy, fun, excitement. We want to make sure that every single time we're on this show, you guys are having a blast, and that's never going to change. Unfortunately, though, there are times where we have to come on here and talk about things that are not so easy before we get to the show. And a lot of the time it's because of things that impact us not just in a personal level, but in a place where it can impact a community of people. And as I just talked about, we are a community of Chiefs fans. We're a community of football fans. I don't want to just separate anybody. You may not be a Chiefs fan, but you'll enjoy the content. Well, regardless, we are a community, and we are impacted in every way, shape, or form when there is tragedy. And this week I had the opportunity to talk about it before this show, so I got a chance to kind of collect my thoughts in the public forum. It's been really difficult to collect it at all, but luckily I got to do a show this Tuesday, as I always have, with Shaggy Shane on the 65 Toss Power Talk Show. We had former Chiefs wide receiver J.J. Birden on the show. It was a great time. We had a great conversation. I highly recommend you guys check out that episode at some point if you can. But at the end of the show, Shaggy was very graceful. Him and I talked about it before the show, so I knew it was coming, but he gave me an opportunity to kind of express my thoughts on the unfortunate loss of a very dear friend of our show here. And a lot of people, I'm sure, know full and good well who this man was, and it was Paul Stako, as we call him here, Paulie. There's no easy way to talk about it, and I've already kind of got to express my thoughts on this. But if you don't know, guys, Paulie was the owner of Big Charlie's Saloon in South Philly. Some call it Arrowhead East. I like to call it an extension of my family. And that's what Paulie was. I never had the fortune, the pleasure, the opportunity to actually meet Paulie in person. And that's gonna bother me for the rest of my life, because that was something I was very much looking forward to.
Yeah, we were definitely trying to get out that way at some point.
And that was definitely in the plans anyway. And we've talked about it many times, and it just hadn't happened. So I'm not going to kick myself or beat myself up for that. That's not, the conversation that needs to be had today. What I want to do here is simply reminisce briefly and give as much of my heart to the loved ones and the people that are even more impacted by this loss than myself and Trevor here. The reason why Paulie meant so much to us here is because of the fact, and I kind of alluded to this on Tuesday, so forgive me if I'm somewhat repeating myself here, and I definitely want to get Trevor's thoughts on this too, because I know this impacted him just as much. We are a show here that, let's be real, we're not some big time dudes. We're not sponsored by a bunch of big corporate companies. The Chiefs don't sponsor us. The Chiefs listen to us, but they don't really care for what we have to say sometimes, because we're kind of a brutally honest show here. There's no real reason why an owner of maybe the most famous Chiefs bar in the world would ever give us the time of day. But yet I can sit here and tell you guys that not only did Paulie do that, and every single person attached to that beautiful place, but they embraced us as if we were one of their own. And bear in mind, Trevor and I do this show out of Kansas City. We've lived our whole lives here in Kansas City. We are over 1,000 miles away from South Philly. I looked it up. There is no reason in the world why Paulie would ever reach out to two dudes like us and not only embrace us, but want to be a part of the show. We have clips, and I'll share them on our social platforms over time because it's still too damn difficult. I wanted to share it today, but I know that's not going to, I wouldn't be able to get through that. But I remember when the Chiefs played the Eagles in 2022 in the Super Bowl, the only thing I wanted to do for that show before was to have Paulie and the crew on the show. Remember, Trevor, how excited we both were? Like, dude, we're about to have Paulie, Michael, and Laura on the show. This is going to be so freaking cool because we got to get the story of Big Charlie's, of how it all started, and how much this means to them, knowing this is going to be a game against the Philadelphia Eagles, which is in their backyard, and what that means to them. And that was one of my, easily, dude, one of my favorite shows we've ever done. And to see the Chiefs win like that, and to see all the videos coming out of everybody outside of the bar, because they closed it down because they didn't want to turn anybody away, because it's not a big place, but they wanted to have a party, and that's what Paulie embodied, man. He was the guy that brought everybody together. He was a light in a hostile environment towards Chiefs fans. Let's be real, it's Philadelphia, dude.
Yeah.
Those people don't fuck around out there.
Yeah.
And he, his family staked their flag out there, made their Chiefs bar out there, and became so well known for that initially. But what made Paulie the great man that he was everything he did with it. Trevor, dude, I haven't even really talked to you about it so much because it's still so difficult to talk about it. But I have gotten maybe, and I'm not over exaggerating here, dude, 50 to 60 messages this week on all social platforms, even text messages. People got my number, which I'm totally cool with, of people that I've never met that were family of Paulie's.
Yeah.
Dear friends. I have people that have known him his whole life. I have young dudes that are in their 20s that looked at him as like a father. Different walks of life, different people that have reached out to me this week and have said, thank you for sending that. But the thing about it for me, dude, is that I had to do that. I had to go on that show on Tuesday, as difficult as it was. And it happened 24 hours before the show even kicked off. I had no idea what I was going to say. I still don't really know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But all I want to do tonight, man, is give as much love and respect to the man that he was and the legacy he left behind and how many people he impacted positively in this world, dude. I said that he was an ambassador for this Chiefs community, dude. He is one of those people, when you think about, any team out there, you always think of like those certain fans, like, oh, we know that guy, or we know that guy. He's one of them. Shaggy Shane out here in Kansas City is one of the OGs. Everybody knows who Shaggy Shane is. He's the Oracle out here, man. That's what Paulie was out there in Philly. Everybody know who the hell Paulie was. And I also said on Tuesday that the reason this impacted me so deeply is not just the loss, but the fact that, man, he felt larger than life to the point where I didn't think the death could get him. I felt like and I don't want to make any comparisons here, but just hear me out on this. When we found out, Trevor, that Kobe Bryant had died, it just didn't feel like real life. You're like, wait, no. Like, this dude's impenetrable. Like,
you're never prepared for that.
Yeah, there's no way. Like, that person there's no way that's real life. I am dreaming. It's a nightmare. That's what I felt, dude, when I got the alert. You texted me. I got it all at one time. And I'm like, no, I'm clearly taking a nap and I'm gonna wake up from this horrific dream and I'm gonna forget all about this. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Unfortunately, that's not the situation. And unfortunately, we lost a great man. And it's unfair. It's wrong. It's not cool, man. This happened. It's just downright shitty. And as crazy as it sounds, because I never actually met him in person, dude, but I'm gonna miss the hell out of that dude. And I'm gonna miss the calls. When you remember, dude, you've been a part of them. You've been a part of the conversations on this show. Like I said, when he just called, want to talk football, man. And the most humbling thing, dude, of ever doing anything in this content realm, dude, is seeing that picture of you and I's and Clay Windler's face, which I love that Clay was already in the chat because I need him to hear this too. Clay's been on the show like maybe 4 times total.
Yeah.
And one of those few times Clay was on the show, we get a picture of R3 Muggs on a TV screen in Big Charlie's saloon, dude. Do you realize it blows my mind every time I think about it. Every time I see it, I'm like, how the hell did we why us? Like, why did we get this opportunity? They could listen to any of these dudes. They could watch any of these shows and it would be justified. But they attach themselves to us, dude. And it's the most humbling experience of my life as a content creator. I am a better person because of having Paulie and the people in that whole group, that whole community in my life. I am a better person for it. And if there's anything I can do after all this, because, dude, there's nothing we can say to make anybody that's hurting, and there's a lot of people hurting from this. There's nothing I can say on this platform or in person or anywhere else that's going to make this better. Words, we can't. You lost him. We've lost him. There's nothing we can do about that. But what I can do is ask the people on this show in the audience right now to do me a solid, just like I did on Tuesday. Please reach out to everybody that's a part of Big Charlie's. If you know anybody out there, I've already named a few of them, Laura, Michael Puggy, like all these people that are a part of this, they are really hurting right now, guys, because this was their brother. This is a dude that was everything to them, their family. And I'm asking you guys, just send love to Big Charlie's this week, if you guys can. If there's anything you guys can do, if there's something in your heart that you want to do for them, I'm asking you to not hesitate. I'm not trying to obligate anybody to do anything substantial. Just please send love, send thoughts, man, because they're going to need all of it, man. Because I'm 1,000 miles away, and it hurts me deeply. I cannot imagine being tangibly in that situation right now. I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. I'm going to miss Paulie. I love that man to death. And it's going to take some time, man, to really deal with this. And I don't think I have yet.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful for what he was to me and what he brought to us, dude. And I'm going to forever, as long as we do this, I'm going to honor him. I'm going to rock his gear. I'm going to represent Big Charlie's as much as I can and show them love as much as I can. And I know you feel the same way, which is why I want to hand the mic to you, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's a tragic loss, man. Truly, as cliche as it is, gone too soon. He was still a young man. He had a lot of life left to live. You know, but anybody who's a real one and supports the show and you know, and we support them, you know, I always talk about it, man. Like whenever there's loss, you know, within this Chiefs community, which is a great community. We've had loss in our own family, and the Chiefs have been there for us. Like we talked about it on the show before, you know, when we lost our mother or our grandpa.
Yep.
The Chiefs immediately won Super Bowls that year, and that was massively impactful for our lives. We needed that, you know. This is why I talk about sports being such a important thing to a degree. I mean, some people, you know, maybe take it a little too far, and there's always the, you know, the extremes. But as far as being a fan and something about, you know, being a fanatic and fandom and camaraderie. And bonds that were unlikely bonds, you know, people in Philadelphia that became, you know, massive supporters, and we were admirers of each other from afar. And I think the relatability to our fanatic ways to their fanatic ways, you know, we tend to be pretty rowdy over here, and I know people in Philly are a rowdy bunch, and they had that same, you know, I know a lot of people are rowdy for their birds out there, but they were rowdy for the Chiefs in the same way. So it was kind of a, you know, an attractive, I think, relationship between the two parties over there and then us here. So I think that's what gravitated them to our show. And, you know, we're authentic and they're authentic. They're themselves. We're ourselves. And, you know, Paulie was himself through and through. I think anybody who knew the guy, I didn't know him too well, you know, I never met him in person clearly. But this is why I say I think sports are important to this degree, because they create a community of people that, you know, you otherwise never would have had in your life, or never would have, you know, maybe gotten value from a certain relationship that you did because of sports and because of sports world bringing you together.
Yeah.
And that's an important thing. No matter what it is, there's so many different avenues of life that people are in, or things that are interested in, whether it's music, art, whatever it is, movies, any kind of, you know, expressive way we are as human beings, the way we express ourselves. Sports is just another one of those same things that can bring people together that are unlikely to ever meet or, you know, become friends. Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing, man. It's also tragic, you know, when you lose those who are in that community. But I will say I'm very thankful that he got his championship in Philly. You know, it would have been different if, you know, say the following, because like when we lost our grandfather, you know, some of our most passionate, you know, atoms in our being that make us up for why we're so passionate about the Chiefs comes from not only our father, but our grandfather especially. You know, was somebody that really imparted that, watching him screaming at the TV growing up. So losing him, and then us not being able to experience, and then the following year, the Chiefs winning a Super Bowl, really wishing we could have had that experience with him, would have been special. But, you know, we didn't get that. But I know, like I said, I'm thankful Paulie got to have that party at the bar and watch his Chiefs win in Philly while, you know, that's his hometown, all that. I'm glad he had that special moment with all those people, because that's something that he could take with him, you know, to wherever he is now, and then the people that experience that with him have that forever with him as well. So I think that's a special thing that he was at least able to have that. Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to talk too much more on it, but I think he was a special guy. I think everyone knew he was special. He's just you know, a polarizing guy for all the right reasons, you know, and big personality, and he's gonna be missed, man. I can only imagine. My heart goes out to the family. That was the first thing I did. I didn't want to make it about me or anything like that. My relationship or lack thereof with him. I knew enough of him to know that he was a great guy, and he meant a lot to that community. And I immediately just gave my condolences to the family and my thoughts and prayers for them as well. So, yeah, man, I'm just, my heart. I know what loss feels like, and it's a rough one. He was a big shadow that casted out in that city, in that community out there. So I know that once that's gone, there's a void there. So again, my heart goes out to the family, man.
We can put that picture up him, and this is our guy Paulie, man. Just an absolute giant of a Chiefs fan, and just loved everybody that he came in contact with. And we love him. We miss him. And to everybody that is a part of the Big Charlie's family, everybody that is a part of his family, anybody that was impacted by him at all, we're with you guys. We love you guys. And just want to take just a couple seconds here, man, just to kind of let us all just to, express our emotions here with the loss of Paul Statko. I appreciate you guys. It means a lot. So we have a show to do, though, man. And I know that's what Paulie would be telling us right now. He'd probably be screaming at us like, quit talking about me, damn it. Let's get the show on the road. So that's what we're going to do to honor Paulie, man. Every single episode from here on out is to honor him, and that's what we're going to do here, man. So, Trev, without further ado, man, it is time for Lance Rants.
Gotta scream! Yeah! We're back to motion! The moon to the new beat! Woo!
So we are in a very weird time. And I feel like a lot's changing here, guys, because we have a new or old time slot we're going back to, as we've already addressed. There's a lot of things that are going on that I don't think any of us expected when it comes to what's on the field right now with the Chiefs. If you guys haven't noticed, we haven't out an episode well over a week, so a lot has taken place in that time. I don't really want to rehash the games that have happened since then. I want to really just talk about where we are now and where the Chiefs are going to be moving forward. You guys know the theme that I've been going with all season long because of just how volatile this season has been. That I have been very much on the thematics of what are the Chiefs. Yeah. I've asked you guys this. I've posted polls. I've gotten your opinions on it. I have asked that question more times than I can count. But now it is time to talk about what the Chiefs are, because now I think we know. And I hope that you guys can hang with me on this, because there's one thing you know about Trevor and I is we are going to give you the truth. We're going to be authentic. Trevor and I haven't actually talked about what I'm about to talk about very much. I think that we've expressed frustration in the moment, but we have not really collected our thoughts and then talked about it. That's what we like to keep a lot of this stuff in live and in action with you guys so we all can react together. But Trevor, I don't believe that the Chiefs are a playoff team. I don't think the Chiefs are going to make the playoffs. And I would have never, ever expected that to come out of my mouth at any point in time in the Mahomes era. I knew, just like you knew, just like everybody else out there that thinks logically at all, I knew that at some point it was going to end. I knew that at some point this was going to, hey, you know what? The NFL catches up to you. The league evolves. You don't have the better rosters. Patrick Mahomes may, be at the end of his career. Andy Reid retires. Things like that happen, and it's obviously that's when it starts to take shape. And it's understandable that nothing lasts forever, especially good things, as we know in this life. But there's no way in hell I thought that in Mahomes' 30-year-old age, in his season of 30 years old, that's the conversation we'd be having.
With this roster. Yeah.
So we have to now, Trevor, we have no choice, in my opinion, to talk about what the hell has happened. Because what you just said and what I just said is exactly the point. You have the best quarterback in the world in his prime, and you have a roster that's been to 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls. And it was supposed to be at its best because of all the weapons you got back, the fact that you have an actual left tackle somewhat this season in spots.
Yeah.
But the point is, there was no real excuse for the Chiefs not to be much better than what they've been, because it wasn't as if the Chiefs have been getting blown out. They've been losing in situational games or situational moments in big games that they would otherwise win in any other season when they had inferior rosters. And we've talked about this time and time again, but now it has to come to the point where I need to know what the people think, because I know what I think about this team now. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have lost confidence in this coaching staff. I'm not saying that I want Andy Reid to be fired. I'm not saying that I want to see drastic changes where him and Spagnuolo are gone and the Chiefs just completely start over. I'm not saying that. In fact, I don't want that. I don't think that the Chiefs are just so far gone that they can't get back to it. But the fact is the 2025 season is a complete waste. There's no other way of looking at this. Can they Can they pick up the scraps?
Just hoping to be surprised at this point.
Yes. Could they win out and make the playoffs and make a run? Absolutely. Could the Chiefs, could the Chiefs beat the Texans this week? Absolutely. And we're going to talk about that game plenty. But this is a season of missed opportunity after missed opportunity after missed opportunity. We have said in the past in previous seasons, well, yeah, the Chiefs, struggle at the gate, or, they got some problems, but they figured out. They always seem to get back into the swing. And that's what we've been thinking all along, Trevor. Like, oh, well, you know what? Rashee Rice was suspended. Oh, Xavier Worthy was hurt. Oh, Josh Simmons disappeared for a month. When all that gets figured out, they'll be good. And then it all got figured out, and they went 1-3 in the biggest 4 games of the season. That's why I am done with this team. I am still obviously being more than willing to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want to be wrong. I don't want the Chiefs to miss the playoffs. That is insane to think. Because all we've known since Mahomes took over is the AFC Championship at worst.
And the division on lock.
On lock.
Yeah.
And now we're sitting here looking at a team that might have a top 15 pick in the draft. Now, you could look at that as a blessing in disguise, but Trevor, I wasn't so ready to have that conversation yet.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to this team having still a boring-ass bottom 2 pick in the first round. But that's not where we're at right now, guys, and I'm here to talk about it. And you know what? I don't ever, you guys know, our brand here is I don't want to just speak to you. I want to hear back from you guys. I posted this poll, Trevor. You can put it up there. I asked the people about this very situation. Do you actually believe the Chiefs will win their final 5 games? Not do you think they could, will they? And look what the percentages tell us, Trevor. The people agree with me. And the reason why I'm saying they agree with me as far as not making the playoffs is the Chiefs literally have to win out to make the playoffs. I know there's scenarios where they can lose to the Broncos in the final week and things can swing their way.
I mean, if we lose the Texans this week, we're done.
Yes.
It's over.
And I think, Trevor, in my opinion, they have to win out to even have a chance to make the playoffs. Because there's a lot of scenarios out there where they could still, if they lose another one, they've played with fire long enough. They've been burned.
We kind of need the Colts to win, even though
against the Jags in Jacksonville, and they haven't won in Jacksonville since Trevor Lawrence was 17 years old.
I think they win this week, but yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, man.
But see, this is another reason why I think this is a wasted season. I posted this tweet out there, and there's not a photo of it, so you don't worry about it. But I said Patrick Mahomes is on pace to finish the 2025 season completing 66% of his passes, 4,590 passing yards, with 493 rushing yards, 37 total touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. To miss the postseason with a quarterback putting up those numbers is inexcusable. And look, hold on. Before I say anything else, Trevor, I don't think that it's because, Patrick's put up great numbers, therefore he's an excuse. He's exempt. No. No.
He's getting there off volume.
I'm saying that with a quarterback that's doing that, you can't be 6-6. So there's got to be context with him, and there's got to be context with the roster. What has gone wrong?
Oh, there's context with Pat, man.
So what is wrong with this team? So here it is, Trevor. It's simple. Offense. They simply do not have playmakers. Not enough, at least. All season long, we were of the belief, Trevor, they finally uncorked it. Right? Coming into the season, Rashee Rice is going to be back at some point. He's coming off the knee injury. He's going to be suspended, but he'll be back. Everybody's going to eat. Remember EGE. Xavier Worthy, year 2. First-round pick. Speaking of Xavier Worthy, how about we go ahead and look at these numbers, Trevor? So Xavier Worthy, guys, if we want to look at this graphic, is on pace to finish the 2025 season with 60 receptions, 682 yards, and 2 tutties. Does that sound like a guy that you traded up in the first round for? Now, I get it. Xavier Worthy has dealt with some injuries this year. He has a labrum issue. He's had an ankle issue. I get that. But this is also the problem we talked about, Trevor, when we first drafted Xavier Worthy. What was my concern with him, Trevor? His availability.
Yeah.
If he was going to be able to withstand the rigors of an NFL collision sport at 165 pounds. This is why I've said time and time again, the Chiefs need to change their mentality at wide receiver. I posted that on TikTok. I posted that on Twitter, everywhere else, and people were agreeing with me vehemently that the Chiefs need to change their mentality at wide receiver. I'm not saying that Xavier Worthy is a bust. What I'm saying is I'm not impressed with what he's putting out there so far. Him and Patrick Mahomes are not connecting, yet Tyquan Thornton walks on the field and all of a sudden becomes a downfield threat in this offense.
Yeah, the best argument against Xavier is Tyquan Thornton.
And that's a real problem because Tyquan Thornton is not supposed to be a guy in this offense. It's supposed to be Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice. Those are supposed to be the two guys. And Xavier Worthy has not become that. So therefore, the Chiefs have one real playmaker in this offense. Rashee Rice. That's it. There is no other. Travis Kelce is 36 years old and is playing really good football, but he's no longer the guy he once was where he can go and get you 30 yards and yak on a single play. He's not that guy anymore. That's not how this works. Yeah. He's a possessions tight end, and he's still a very effective player.
Even though he is like second in the league in yak and tight ends.
Sure, but he'll disappear for large portions of games that otherwise he wouldn't have years past. Yeah. He would always be an effective player quarter 1 through quarter 4. You don't shut down Travis Kelce. Now, he just kind of in spots plays big moments. Yeah. He still does that. I give him credit. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying he's 36, for God's sakes. There's no playmaker in the backfield. Kareem Hunt's done his job. He's not a playmaker. He's a guy that gets
reliable, but he's not like a big time home
3rd and 1s, 4th and 1s, goal line. He'll do that stuff. But he's not a guy that's going to bust out for a 45-yard rush like Jahmyr Gibbs. That's a playmaker. You know what I mean? Yeah. That doesn't exist in this offense. So that's the problem with the offense is that they don't have the guys that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes want to make this offense into. And that's the other problem. There is no adjustment from the coaching side. And that's where my confidence is lost. Yeah. Is the fact that Andy Reid still refuses to get out of his own way. Against the Cowboys, I'll rehash just a little bit on that game, Trevor. In the second offensive drive of the game, the Chiefs ran the ball 9 times. And what do you know? They scored a touchdown. Pretty simply, I might add. And then the final 8 drives, Trevor, you want to guess how many times I ran the ball? 14 times. On 8 drives. That is less than 2 rushes per drive. And you wonder why the Cowboys kept getting the ball back.
A neutral game script the entire time. It wasn't like we were trailing, we had to throw.
Dude.
It was a neutral game script.
Dude, it's the same with the Broncos game. It's the same with the Bills game. It's the same with the Jags game. It's the same with the Eagles game. The references just continue to go. And it could have been the Colts game if the Colts didn't decide to crap their pants on offense for the second half.
Yeah.
That's the whole point I'm trying to make here, dude, is the offense refuses to get out of its own way, and they don't have the playmakers. On the defensive side, the defense simply does not have a good defensive line. We came into the season with some semi-caution. We didn't know for sure. We had a lot of young guys, Ashton Gillotte, Omar Norman-Lott, Mike Dennis coming back, Menahu for another year. Let's see what some of the young bucks do. George Karlaftis gets his contract. We're still optimistic that it'll get better than it was in 2024. It's worse. Look at this real quick. We're going to talk about this Texans game in just a second. How about we put up this stat real quick to the sack comparisons? Sacks this season. This is not made up, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very real stat. Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter have more sacks amongst themselves than the entire Chiefs defense. That is fucking unacceptable. I understand that Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson are insanely great, so I'm not sitting here trying to say that the Chiefs need to have twice as many. Yeah. But when an entire collective of a defense on a team that had Super Bowl expectations can't outperform 2 single players, that is pathetic.
Especially when you got the best, in my mind, the best defensive coordinator on our side.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable.
And I don't know if you saw that, but look at when we talk about the Cowboys game, the Chiefs did hold forced the Cowboys to 16 third downs. That's really good. Making a high-octane offense be held to 16 third downs. That is really good. Yep. Only problem is the Cowboys converted 9 of them.
Everybody does.
And that's the problem with the defense, Trevor, is that they have to blitz almost exclusively to have even a chance. Not that they do, even a chance of getting to the quarterback. And even then, they don't. This defense is cooked up front. Cooked. And speaking of cooked, the guy everybody wants to pay this offseason, Trent McDuffie, got cooked by CeeDee Lamb. Now you can say, well, it's CeeDee Lamb, Lance. Trent McDuffie is paid to lock those dudes down. But remember in 2023, who was the one locking down Tyreek Hill? Who was the one locking down Zay Flowers? Who was the one that was locking down every wide receiver when they faced? Wasn't Trent McDuffie? Yeah. It was L'Jarius Sneed. And this is the point I was trying to make. The Chiefs didn't pay that guy, the dude who was locking up dudes outside.
Now he's locking himself up. But yeah, for sure, man. Yeah.
But that's the point I've been trying to make to people, is that the guy, the only other time this season, Trevor, that Trent McDuffie was asked to lock up a top-tier wide receiver was against the Eagles in week 2. What happened on the most pivotal drive and the most pivotal play of the game? When Jalen Hurts arm punts a ball down the field and McDuffie's just absolutely lost, and Devontae Smith, who weighs like $170 tops, out-bodies him for the ball?
But at the same time, a lot of that goes right back to your point about us not getting pressure.
Yes. And that's my point.
It's not fair to Trent entirely.
They're enemies of themselves because even when the Chiefs, but I'm saying,
but when Dak's got all day to make a play,
but when the Chiefs in 2023 had over 50 sacks collectively, Trent McDuffie still wasn't the guy asked to lock down the wide receiver one. There's a reason for that because he's not big enough, he's not physical enough, he's not a ball hawk. And I'm not dissing Trent McDuffie. I'm saying he's a part of the problem. And this is why you not invest $100+ million in cornerbacks.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
So this team, guys, this is what's wrong with them. And I don't even want to get into special teams, for God's sakes. Like, we know that's been a whole other type of issue with this team. That's been killing them since week one. But the collective is not getting out of their way. They don't have the playmakers. They don't have the assets to make the plays necessary in close games. That is wrong. That's why this is why this team is 6-6 out of the playoffs, and it's going to need an absolute miracle to get even into the playoffs, let alone make a run in the playoffs. That's where I stand on right now, Trevor.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I haven't really budged since the last show we had, man, where I talked about this team's gotten arrogant and we are figured out. I'm still there. I think that's exactly what's going on. I think that's exactly what's going on this season. I haven't been very impressed with Pat most of the year outside of a couple games that he ran it up on bad teams, if I'm being real. Pat's numbers are going to look awesome at the end of the year, just based off volume and based off him, just getting the ball in the playmakers' hands. But, man, it's been tough to watch, even watching Pat. Like, there's just every single play feels like a backyard football play. It feels like just we're watching the best highlights of Brett Favre trying to make things happen. But even Brett Favre had games where he, drop back 2-3 steps and deliver a ball on a first or second read. We don't get to experience that. There's very rarely is there any kind of consistent 1-2 read plays where we consistently can put together a drive where he's just going at his first read or second read, possibly his third, or the play absolutely breaks down. And it feels like he's having to go to his fourth, fifth, or his pray somebody gets open on every damn snap. That's not football.
Right.
That is, he's just winging it every time. That you're not. It's catching up to us. We are figured out. Teams are just dropping back, playing zone, and just hoping Pat doesn't figure out, or hoping him and the mind meld of him and Kelsey don't figure it out, or him and Rashee Rice don't find the soft spot of the zone, and he can dump it off to him and find him, or because even Pat's been struggling hitting guys in stride, or on quick in breakers. He's been putting the ball behind him a lot too. It's a combination of the lack of consistent play calling. On the offensive side, Andy Reid or Nagy, the whatever they're doing together, it's not working. Nothing's changing. They haven't changed anything. We get too cute on third downs. When we know we have Kareem Hunt who can easily get a third and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 1, it's a lock. But we want to get too cute, and then we had 4 straight punts in that Cowboys game. That's unacceptable. 4 straight punts. We didn't score the second or the third quarter, and we only do things. We only pull out. We only find some kind of life when we absolutely have to. That's unacceptable, man. We're a Super Bowl caliber team coming off our 3 straight Super Bowl trips, and we're out here looking like a team trying to make a name for ourselves again. It's wild, and this is maybe the best roster Pat's ever had as far as like when everybody's healthy. With the offensive line when healthy, it's one of the best O-lines in football in my opinion. Rashee Rice is an elite weapon in this league in my opinion. He's been awesome. I can't take anything away from Rashee. He's had a couple drops the last couple weeks that were honestly unacceptable, but then again, still a young player. Pat's made some throws that are difficult to catch in my opinion. Just hasn't been good vibes all the way around, man. I've been frustrated with Andy Reid's decision and situational football. Untimely timeouts, lack of challenges.
Punting on 4th and 2s.
Yeah, lack of aggression, but aggressive when we don't necessarily have to be aggressive.
Yeah.
It's like, what do we do? It's a lot of questions, man. There's a lot of blame to go around. I'm not going to single out Pat. I haven't been impressed with Pat's game for me personally. I just haven't. And I think the defensive side of things, and we continue to just give up the third and forevers, and that's probably the hardest thing, honestly, to digest watching this Chiefs team. And I love this defense. I love a lot of the pieces, and this defense can be awesome at times. But the lack of sacks is unacceptable, and the absolute deep pantsing we do every single time when there's a third and forever, and it could be 3rd and 30. We know we're going to allow it.
Right.
There's somehow they're going to convert it. That is the most gut-wrenching feeling, and just lack of trust as a fan. Like I've told you, the last couple games, man, I'm just like I told you, like my vibe is I'm kicking my feet up, hoping we figure out a way to win. And like I'm not entirely out on this team saying we're not going to make the playoffs because there's so much parity in this game, and I could see the Broncos falling flat out a few weeks in a row. They damn near pulled off that 1-point win against Washington. They haven't looked good, so I could see them maybe falling short a couple games. The Chargers can definitely go on a losing streak. Things can break our way to where we can slide into a wild card spot, but what the Texans are doing, all these situations, they're not looking good for us. So I get it, man. It's doom and gloom right now. And I can accept it if this is like an injury-riddled team, and whatever. Say one of our coaches left or one of our coordinators left and, took a head coaching job somewhere before the season started and we were figuring things out with a new mind, a new play call or something. Nope. This is the same crew we've gone to 2 straight Super Bowls with the last 2 years. I got nothing, man. It's a combination of everything.
Right.
And I love Steve Spagnuolo, but his play calling and his lack of aggression and honestly, not entirely his fault either because the lack of George Karlaftis seemingly has regressed. He looked awesome the first few weeks of the season. I thought we were going to get a good year from him. He's regressed as the season's gone on. Our corners have been extremely mid. Have good games every once in a while. I think our safety play has been pretty solid this year, if I'm being honest, when healthy. I love Brian Cook this year. Has been awesome. But even then, man, our open field tackling, our inability to get teams off the field on third downs, no matter the distance. But ironically, we've been good on fourth downs, which is hilarious. Defensively, we've been good at getting teams off the field on fourth downs when they go for it. But third downs, we can't do it. It's a lot, man. There's a lot to go to a lot of blame to go around. But for me, man, it's got to go on the biggest names on this team, and that's Andy Reid's play calling and situational football awareness. Patrick Mahomes has regressed in my personal. Just watching the eye test, Pat's been struggling to have rhythmic throws, and completing rhythmic throws to his playmakers. Those are the 2 biggest guys I think that take the most blame this season, in my personal opinion. And I get it, Xavier Worthy. We can. He's still a young guy, man, and he's banged up. He got hurt right out the gate this season. Rashid came in, and Rashid's been amazing for the most part since he's come back, so I don't have any blame on him, really. He's been performing every week. He's fourth or fifth in receiving touchdowns out of all receivers since week 7. Yep. He's actually second, I think, in receiving touchdowns total since week 7 since coming. So he's been as good as you can get, in my personal opinion. I have no blame for Rashid Rice outside of a couple drops, but it's bad, man. It really, really is. And our schedule moving forward, none of these look like all these could be possible losses, and I would not be surprised at all. And that's a crazy feeling to have, coming off from what our expectations were heading into the season. I had us winning 15 games this year. So, yeah, man, it's a strange time, just like I said, because of the roster, what's on paper, but it is what it is, man. We have to eat shit right now, and it sucks, and just hope that we somehow make the playoffs. But even when we make the playoffs, how much have we seen this year to really have hope that we can go on some kind of run? Yeah. I don't have any hope, man, to be honest.
Make sure and get in the chat if you guys can. It's already been pretty damn live. I'm liking some of the things I'm reading. I want to react to actually a couple of them. Our guy Eddie Ortiz, shout out to him, OG of the show, is in the chat. He says that the offensive play calls remind me of Alex Smith there. I think the reason why that is because of how stale it looks. I think there's a different context to why it looks like that, because if anybody remembers the Alex Smith era, the offense was extremely limited because they had to basically work around their ultra conservative quarterback. Now what it is, it's the opposite, but it looks in a weird way the exact same as far as the results, because now it's almost like they have to bring down the aggression. Now they almost have to be a little more conservative. And that's the point I have with this offense. And it's so crazy because I've heard it now on the national level. We've been saying it here for well over a couple of months now, Trevor, that on schedule plays is what this offense needs more of. There needs to be more of a rhythmic style of offense. It's crazy. And it's not there. And Andy's doing absolutely nothing to change that. And that's what's pissing me off about Andy Reid, is we can sit here and praise him for all the great accomplishments this man has had just in the Chiefs era, let alone his Philly era. He was a Hall of Fame head coach back then. So we can give him all the praise, but he's still expected to be leading a Super Bowl caliber team. We're not playing reminiscence here. We're not looking back to the good old days. This is still supposed to be the good old days. And he's leading that pack, and it's not improving. And every week he wants to sit here and say, yeah, we just didn't bring the energy. We didn't play good enough. I didn't do a good enough job. When does that change into when you start doing your damn job? When does it become what you say you need to do? That's the point. Go ahead.
We got G-Pick in the chat. I just want to highlight this one as well. He said the Chiefs will win and everyone will change their tune. Okay, so we win this week and now we're 7-6. Feel confident at 7-6? How many wins? How many wins we talking until we all change our tune?
Right. That's
The tune is beyond fair. If anything, we've been patient enough. They've made us look like idiots as fans this year, if I'm being honest with you. I've been unrightfully arrogant the majority of this season, as have they. I'm curious just to know what tune that would be.
Well,
so we're one game above 500. Yeah, let's change our tune. We're back. I claim that we're back after we beat the Colts. I even posted on my social media like an idiot. And then we just go right back to what we've been doing all year and just absolute mid-team.
And it's funny you say that because our guy Triple G Pick, and we appreciate his contribution to the show. He says 1-score losses, this team isn't getting blown out, but that's the problem, Triple G Pick, is the fact this team has been in all these games they should be winning. Remember last season when we talked about this? This team was extremely limited from an availability standpoint. They had all these injuries. But what did the Chiefs do better than anybody in the league?
Yeah.
They won in crunch time. They won in situational, gotta have it type of moments.
This has nothing to do with being fair weather, man. This has everything to do with being critical when necessary.
Yeah, you have
This
to.
is uncharted territory. This is a new feeling that we've never experienced in the Mahomes era, and it's not our fault. This is the standard that they've set here, and we're judging them according to that.
Right.
And that's all we can do. This has nothing to do with. We're not quitting on this team. We're admitting what we're seeing. We're 6-6, bro. This is not. We're hoping to make a wild card spot. Just that's something I never thought I'd say ever in any season, as long as Mahomes is our quarterback and Andy Reid is our head coach.
And I want to reply to, and I'm going to get to a couple of other comments, but our guy Triple G Pick is doing his thing, and I appreciate it because this is a conversation. But he says, bro, it is 1-score losses. Chiefs got the short end of the stick this season. They could have like 1 or 2 losses. I understand the frustration. I just can't ever give up on a Mahomes-led team. The thing about it though, Triple G, is that after several one-possession losses, it becomes what you are. Your record a lot of times does tell you who you are. Yeah. I think that there are times where there are teams, I think like the Broncos in particular, are benefactors of a weaker schedule. And so they look a little bit better than what they actually are. But even to the Broncos' credit, in moments when they got to get it in close fourth quarter, they got to get this drive, they've been doing it. So I got to even give them credit for that. Yep. So my point is, it's not so much, the focus shouldn't be so much about giving up on the team. My question is, has the team given up? Because in moments like that, this team has been infamous for knowing, hey, we're going to get this. We're going to win this damn game. Like there's no one that's going to stop us. It's crunch time. Mahomes got the ball. We got this. Oh, our defense needs to make a stop. We got this. Spag's going to draw up, and it's not happening.
And this is where it comes to my point about the arrogance and the inability to budge and change anything. Because I do believe that this team has been getting figured out.
Yes,
I think the league is catching up. Because before, Andy Reid was this magician, this beautiful, the beautiful mind. I think the league is catching up to him, and that's not impossible. It happens, right? We've seen other coaches get eventually caught onto and their tendencies.
Yeah,
I think that's happening. I think the tendencies are getting. I think people are catching onto the shtick.
Yep,
and that's honestly. A lot of that comes down to Patrick Mahomes, too, performance, like a playing through that and being able to outplay gimmicky plays and things. Like when we're not getting the good gimmicky plays, Pat's out here just wheeling and dealing and trying to figure things out on the fly, and he's not even getting it done. So now that we're not winning the games that we normally would always figure out ways to win, and those tight games, and like you said, G-Pick, the one-score games, we're not winning those games either. We're not winning the games that we used to figure out ways. But at the end of the game, who else do you want the ball in the hands of? Patrick Mahomes. We've had several situations like this season. He's either thrown a pick or just outright just couldn't get it done. 4 downs, it's over.
Yep.
What do you say?
It changes the conversation.
When do we become critical?
It does change the conversation.
They're not exempt of criticism, man. This is what we've watched it now for 12 weeks.
This is an is or it isn't league. Am I correct?
Yeah.
You either are or you're not. Remember we said this
We
before
should
the Colts
demand better.
game.
We
both picked the Chiefs to beat the Colts. What did we say? You either are or you are not. They went in there, were down 20-9 in the fourth quarter, and to their credit, what did they do? They came back and won a close game. That's why we gave them the credit we gave them. Yeah. Because, like, okay, they finally got this down. Maybe that was the turning of the tide. And then they turn around and do the same thing they were doing in previous games that we thought they had changed in the Colts game. We thought that was the turning point of the whole situation. And it wasn't. Yeah. And that is why we're where we're at. And so just to get to a couple more of these comments, and then we're going to get to our Texans and Chiefs preview, guys. Our guy, shout out to Billy Hodge, man. He's here. The chat's been live, and we got an OG in the house. Billy Hodge is here. He says he misses Eddie. We miss Eddie too, man.
I don't miss Eddie at all.
I'm sure he feels the same. No, but No, Billy said he's going to be at the games. That'll be there Sunday night. I miss Eddie Ortiz. I'm sure Eddie misses you too, Bill Hodge. We all miss you, man. You need to be around more often, buddy. Our guy Bumpa BP calls me out. He says, don't forget, Lance wanted Karlaftis to get his contract he got. You're damn right I did. But you know what comes with that? The right for me to sit here and say that Karlaftis is not living up to it.
Yeah.
Because it was a common sense contract to give Karlaftis. You know why?
Are we acting like we all didn't want that?
Right, because Karlaftis, to his credit, has been a very solid player his entire career.
Statistically, yeah.
He's been a very solid player. Has he been great, elite? No. But see, if you look at his contract, he's making money that the player of his tier and of his ilk deserves. He's making roughly, after this season, 18-ish, 17.8, 17.9. John Harrison, please correct me if I'm wrong. It's right around like $18 million a year. That's not elite money. It'd be one thing if George Karlaftis got Myles Garrett's contract. Then we'd have a problem. But see, the Chiefs got Karlaftis on a deal that is actually kind of a very team-friendly deal, if we're being honest here, guys, especially for a 23-ish, 24-ish, mid-tier type of edge rusher. Has he lived up to it this season? God, no. Karlaftis has been terrible this season. In my eyes, I had higher expectations. I was hoping he'd take another step up after he got paid. He hasn't done that. He has not done that. I hate the pressures conversation. Unless you're following up those pressures with sacks, to me, pressures are simply a pleasantry. I don't give a shit if you get pressures. What do you know about pressure? That's what I'm talking. Like, I don't give a damn. Like, the other guys are at the top of the league in pressures are also the guys that lead the league in sacks. So I don't give a damn that George Karlaftis is getting pressures. He's not getting sacks. He's got 5 this season. That's not enough. Yeah. You need him to step up. So call me out on it. Totally fine. But I back that to this day. I still give George Karlaftis that contract, but he needs to get better. He needs to start playing better, and I won't defend him in that regard. Now, when it comes to, let's see here. What else we got? Eddie Ortiz agrees with us. The speedy receiver play style has been figured out. I think that is the problem with this offense currently.
Or just how we're using
the playmakers.
Them.
Yes.
Honestly, just how we're using them. And I do think the health of Xavier Worthy has been a problem too. I don't think he's fully healthy. I think even when he's gotten the ball in space, he hasn't looked fast, at least to his degree. Yeah, man, I don't know. I think there's been a lot. I think there's just been a massive rhythm problem. I think, like I said, like the plays that they're drawing up, they're not getting guys, they're not scheming guys open in space. It feels like every single play. I mean, watch. You guys watch the games too. I'm not crazy. I watch it. We watch them together every week, me and Lance. And it feels like Pat has to create something out of his ass every single snap.
Right.
Outside of a run play. And when we do run, we're running out of shotgun.
Yep.
We don't ever just power offense. We don't ever just line up the big dogs, go 2 tight end, add some extra power, and just straight run through motherfuckers.
That's why I told you.
It's weird.
When everyone was pissed off at the trade deadline, what did I say? You can't be mad at the team for what they didn't do at the trade deadline. You got to be mad about what the team didn't do before the season. Yeah. They didn't build this roster correctly. And you brought up the arrogance factor. That is 100% what's going on. 100%. We thought, they didn't add anything to the running game. They just went and got a 7th-round rookie who's actually more of a catch running back / receiver than an actual running back. Oh, who cares? I'll figure it out. Oh, Pacheco, an injury-prone Pacheco is going to be your leading running back coming into this season. Oh, it's fine. They'll figure it out. Oh, there's actually no legitimate edge rusher on this team that can give you 15 sacks. Who gives a shit? They'll figure it out. Chris Jones will still get his 15, right? He's only 31 and playing more snaps than almost any other interior defensive lineman in the league. Who gives a shit? Like, that's what we came into the season with, that they'll just figure it out. And guess what? They haven't, and it's been the complete opposite, and they've been figured out, like you just said. So that's the point.
That's the facts, man.
Yeah, so Chiefsaholic said it on our, not the real Chiefsaholic, because we all know where he's at.
Chiefs Alcoholic.
Yeah. Is it Chiefs Alcoholic? Thank you. I can't read, apparently. So Chiefs Alcoholic says, you all look like the wet bandits from Home Alone. Yeah. Harry Rants. That's funny. Love your show. By the way, Brohams, we appreciate you, brother. I'm glad you're here, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, so the chat's been live, and I appreciate this. Let's see here. Our guy, Kevin Capel, 3615. Hope we don't fall out of the palace into the ditch Sunday. You and me both, man. But we got issues here, and we're going to have to talk about it right now, and we're going to transition to it right now, because this is I know we hype it up over these last few weeks, but it's the truth, guys. This is it. Yeah. In my opinion, The Chiefs don't win this game against the Texans, they are 100% not making the playoffs.
One of the hottest teams in football right now, too.
Right now, the
Scary
ESPN poll said that right now, based on the percentage, the analytics, if the Chiefs win this game, they have a 50-50 shot of making the playoffs, which is good. You'll take that.
I mean, as far as power rankings, the Chiefs are still a force to be reckoned with on the power rankings.
Yeah.
Like, any week, the Chiefs can win any game. You can't say that about every team. Like the Chiefs, Packers, Rams, Niners, teams like that are always high on the power rankings. But man, we're facing one of the hottest teams right now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially defenses. It might be the best defense in football.
Right. But this is it right. This is it right here, guys. And
this is the season.
If the Chiefs don't win this game, their chance to make the playoffs drops to about 11%. I think. I don't really want to get into the percentage. I just want to get into the raw facts here. And by the way, our guy John Harrison did chime in about Karlaftis' contract. He said Karlaftis actually only 15.3 next year on the 5th-year option. Contract doesn't kick in until 2027. Then his salary will be reasonable as other players will be getting paid bigger contracts. That's my whole point, guys. Is that if you look at the numbers, if he got that contract 10, 12 years ago, you're like, oh shit, they just paid him as like a top 10 edge rusher.
Yeah.
In 2025, in the year of our Lord here, if you will, that is not a big contract, guys. Especially a guy that you invested a first-round pick in. That's a guy that you want to have around for 10 years. And I think Karlaftis is a guy that's going to be here for 10 years.
Yeah.
But he's
like
got to play to the level. Because right now he's not playing a mid-tier edge rusher. He's playing like a low tier. He's playing like what Mike Gann is paid to play like. Mike Ganna's contract is nothing. It's peanuts. So when everyone wants to crush Mike Ganna, he wasn't expected to be the guy. Karlaftis is expected to be a guy. He's expected to be a dude that gets you 10 to 12, 13 sacks. He's not that guy. He's on pace to have 8. That's not good enough. So we're there's a lot of questions that got to be answered here, man. But I want to get into this matchup, Trevor, because I got to have a heart-to-heart with everybody. That seems to be the theme of the show. It seems to be the theme of what's going on this season. You just alluded to it. The Chiefs are running into an absolute buzzsaw defensively. There's no other way of putting it.
We just so happen to be down our both tackles,
and that's already a problem in itself. The Chiefs have now finally caught bad luck with the offensive line. They just got Josh Simmons back from his hiatus, and he snaps his wrist again in a freak play. I think Kareem Hunt ran into him, and it got wedged in between a defender.
Never even saw it.
Yeah, they said that he could technically still play on it. The Chiefs didn't take the risk.
Yeah, he's on IR.
They put him on IR. I think his season's done. I don't think he returns this year. So that leaves Trey Smith being out. It looks like he's doubtful for this game. Juwan Taylor's been graded as doubtful. So more likely the Chiefs are going to have 3 backups on the offensive line. We'll get to that in just a second. But I want to show the numbers just so you guys can contextually understand what the Chiefs are going up against defensively this week. So this is via First Things First today. Texans defense ranks this season. They are first in points per game. They are first in total yards per game. They are 4th in passing yards per game. First in touchdown interception ratio. Opposing passer rating are first. And they're second in opposing third down percentage. In other words, holy shit, they're really good. That's the only way of putting this. The Chiefs are running into an absolute buzzsaw at the worst time imaginable based on just availability alone. Now, people say, okay, well, that's fine, though. The oversimplification is Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback in the history of the NFL against number 1 defenses. And here's the stats to back that up. So in his career versus number 1 defenses, including the playoffs, the Chiefs are 7-2 in those games. He has a completion percentage of 68%, which is higher than his career percentage. Total yards per game, 321 yards per game, which is way more than his career average. Touchdown or yards per pass, 7.4, 17 touchdowns and 8 interceptions, and a passer rating of 96. In other words, he is unbelievably great against number 1 defense.
Well, he does own the Texans.
And he does own the Texans.
He's always beating them when it matters, in big games.
Yes.
Obviously in the postseason as well.
So obviously the Chiefs, there's no way fans or buts about it, Trevor. The Chiefs are going to have an all-time great performance from Patrick Mahomes in this game. There's no other way of putting it. He's going to have to be great. We can break down how he could be great, but the fact is he's going to have to be great because they do not have the offensive line to be able to create really anything in the ground game and give him time in the pocket.
Yeah.
He's going to have to be great and great quick. And here's the biggest thing. I don't understand what's going on with Andy Reid, dude. He's out here talking about tickling tonsils. I don't even know what the fuck that means other than sexually.
Yeah.
But here we are talking about Andy Reid now with the lack of availability in his starting offensive linemen and Josh Simmons, Trey Smith, and now probably Juwan Taylor. There is a very strong chance that he's playing Wanyas Morass at left tackle this week. I want to say that again. Wanyas Morass is supposed to be playing left tackle this week for the Chiefs. In other words, the Chiefs are putting out a turnstile at left tackle. Like, think about like the worst left tackle you can imagine, and then times that by 5. That's Wanya Morris. The man is not good at football, and he proved this time and time again over the last couple of years. He was a 3rd-round swing tackle, and he has been horrendous. Horrendous. And that was at times at right tackle. The Chiefs paid Jalen Moore over $20 million, and they're going to play him at right tackle. And if anybody knows about anything when you have a right-handed quarterback, let alone an expensive one, you might want to put the priority at the left tackle position that protects his blind side. Hey, Trev, real quick, who was playing left tackle when Josh Simmons was gone? Oh, that'd be Jalen Moore. But yet they're not playing him there. What the hell is going on?
I mean, that's not confirmed yet. That's what it's going to be for this game, and I hope not. I hope that that's not the lineup. And
every report's saying it.
I don't know when Juwan's going to be back either, but I don't know, man. Yeah, that's frightening, especially in this matchup. And this should be, in my personal opinion, this should be a game where we run the ball 35, 40 times.
It's not going to happen. You know it's not going to happen.
I mean,
it's happened one time this season.
If any matchup, this is the game to do it and throw the ball maybe 25, 28 times. 30 tops. This has got to be that kind of, because you know it's going to be a field goal.
What percentage chance do you think that happens?
I know it's. Listen, this is what I'm saying. This is my thing about us not budging and us not changing, the arrogance and us being figured out. What is it going to take for the Chiefs to find some kind of success this season? What is the definition of insanity? You keep doing the same shit over and over again, expecting a different result. We keep getting the same result. Patrick Mahomes isn't pulling games out of his ass anymore. It's not happening right now. As great as he is and has always been, we depended on it so much that the depends that are full of shit now. Those depend diapers are full of shit, and it's overflowing. And we've got to do something different. We got to Pacheco back now. Just run the shit out of him and Kareem. If Pat needs a run on some RPOs, cool. Do that too. I mean, throw when we absolutely have to. Get the ball out quick when we absolutely have to. This is a must-win game. This is a playoff game at this point.
Doesn't that in itself piss you off, though, right now?
Absolutely.
When we're going to that Colts game, I kept thinking,
we can't even
the
have
Chiefs
fun
have got to
watching
do
Pat
this. The Chiefs have got to stop doing this. And it's like, okay, now that the season is just going in the wrong direction, now let's do what makes sense. And then it happens, and you're like, oh, you win the first one-possession game of the season. What a coincidence. Now the right thing happens when you do the right thing. But then they just go right back to doing everything they want to do, not everything they need to do. Yeah. And that's why I'm convinced, Trevor, that against a buzzsaw juggernaut defense, the Chiefs are not just going to flip it and go, let's just do the right thing. Let's just have Patrick throw the ball 30 times and run the ball 27. No, they're going to say, Patrick, you're going to throw the ball 44 times this week, and then we're going to run the ball 13 to 17 times. And that's going to be our offense in this game. I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. Because
Morgan in the chat is asking about, obviously, Dameon Pierce.
Yeah.
What about him, and do we think he'll play this Sunday?
So I do think he's going to play because Nico Remigio is out. I think that Dameon Pierce is going to, he's going to do the return stuff.
I like that.
And I love it too because he's a very good athlete.
Yeah.
I can't believe he slipped through the cracks. I know he's had injury concerns and things of that nature, but his rookie season with the Texans, which is ironic, he was incredible. He was incredible.
It'd be the most Andy Reid thing to give him 10, 15 carries in this game.
0% chance that happens. That would be funny.
That'd be the most Andy Reid
0% chance that happens, but I'd be surprised if their whole running back
I'd rather him
has
than
10
Clyde,
15
bro.
carries.
I mean, just being real.
I'm with you. I think Dameon Pierce was a positive. I think he makes the Chiefs better.
We need depth of that position.
The problem, though, is I just don't know, Trevor, if he's going to be comfortable enough in the offense to actually play a real role in the offense. I think that he's going to be a guy that plays strictly and exclusively special teams. And I'm okay with that right now because I'm not going to expect Dameon Pierce to come in here his second week with the team and, hey,
at this point,
he's Sean Alexander. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen, dude. No. So,
but he's got juice. I like guys that have upside.
Yeah, sure.
He's got upside.
No, and I think as the season progresses, if everything goes well, I do think there will be an uptick in Dameon Pierce's involvement. I do think you're going to see him in the offense because
he makes me that much more mad about the Elijah Mitchell signing.
Yeah. He got more guaranteed money than Kareem Hunt.
We paid a guy he's done nothing.
Yeah.
And then we go and sign Dameon Pierce. He's probably going to play this week over Elijah Mitchell.
And the most frustrating thing about everything that's led up to this moment right now, Trevor, because the question is, are the Chiefs going to be able to win this game? Should the Chiefs beat the Texans on Sunday? Yes.
Should they? Yeah.
They should. They're 3.5-point favorites, and that hasn't moved.
Yeah.
Vegas thinks that. The talent from top down, coaching wise, everything. The Chiefs have the advantages.
Yeah.
So
they are technically the better team.
But they should have beaten the Chargers.
Yeah.
They should have beaten the Eagles. They should have beaten the Jaguars. They should have beaten the Bills. They should have beaten the Broncos. Should have beaten the Cowboys. There's a lot of should-haves that have happened in this season. Not a lot of haves have not happened this season. The only things that have consistently happened is the Chiefs falling short in games that otherwise they would win. That's been the most confusing thing about this team this season. They're so much more talented than they were a year ago, yet last season, with all the issues they had, they overcame them. That's why I said it's better to have flaws in an availability perspective than an execution perspective. I'd much rather have a team that is riddled with injuries than a team that cannot execute. Much rather deal with that. And that's what we're seeing. And the biggest frustration with everything that's happened this year, Trevor, to this point, is if you look at the rest of the AFC, it is as open as it has ever been. The Chiefs could literally moonwalk to another Super Bowl if they just got their shit together. But they haven't, and I don't have the confidence that they're just going to turn it around. To Danny Parkins' credit, he begged the perfect question.
Yeah.
How does a 6-win team just win 5 straight? Answer the question. Like, how do you have the confidence that a 6-win team just wins 5 in a row?
That's my question to G-Pick in the chat. He says, I'm the only optimistic one in Chiefs Kingdom right now. Okay, what are you optimistic about? What about this team so far this year that's been on film are you optimistic about? That moving forward has been good. On any consistent level, what is the optimism? Other than us, we're just going to figure something out. But what's been on TV on a weekly basis is extremely inconsistent. What thing out there that has been on film so far this season is good enough to be optimistic about?
Right. In this matchup.
You can be blindly optimistic and have this blind faith that these guys are going to figure out because up to this point, they have.
Yeah.
But we're sitting at 500 at this point in the season, just hoping we can get some kind of crumbs to get strong enough and find the will to be a playoff team possibly.
And for the record,
I'm all about being optimistic.
I don't want to speak. I'm glad
would like
you
to
said
know
that.
what you're being
I'm glad you just said
about.
that because that's a great point, and that's what I wanted to say to Triple G Pick and anybody else that feels the same way. There is nothing wrong with being optimistic, but you also have to be realistic.
Yeah.
You also have to be able to say, I think, and again, if anybody says that, you're totally within your right to say it. I think the Chiefs are going to win out. I think the Chiefs are getting to the playoffs. Yeah. I think the Chiefs are getting to the AFC Championship. I think the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. You are totally well within your right to say that. Yeah. But when we are sitting here challenging the notion and looking at what is, not what could be, you can't sit here and throw that in someone's face and say, hey, you guys are not being optimistic. It's not about optimism anymore. I've been optimistic all season they're going to turn it around. Yeah. Now we are over halfway through the year. We're in freaking December, and we're looking at a team that has the same issue every single loss. Every single loss this season is the exact same. It has literally been Groundhog's Day. It is the same loss and the same words that are echoed from Andy Reid and the team. We've got to do better. Yeah, they wanted it more. The energy's not there. We just got to do better. At what point do you do better? Because to the point of the people that want to give the benefit of the doubt to the Chiefs, this team has had what it takes. The problem is they're not accessing it. So at some point we have to beg the question, can they? Not will they, can they? Because at first, for the first 6 to 8 weeks of the season, Trevor, we kept saying they're going to eventually get it. They'll eventually do it. They'll eventually do it. At some point of the season, you are who you are. We can't just keep sitting here fooling ourselves because eventually the losses are going to stack up to too much where you don't make the playoffs. And we can sit here again and reminisce on what they've done, but what are they doing? What are they doing right now? Not what they did in 2024, 2023, 2022, and beyond. That is what happened. Those are cemented seasons. This season right now, what is happening? Why do you feel the way we feel? So that's the question you have to ask yourself, and I'm glad you asked that question. What is it that makes you optimistic? Yeah. Has G-Pick responded to that at all? I don't know if he has or not, but I would love to know from G-Pick's perspective, what makes you optimistic about this team turning it around? Because right now I'm looking for it. And again, with the matchup presence, knowing a team's coming in here fired up, knowing they could essentially end the Chiefs season, a team that you just brought up, Trevor, that has been owned by the Chiefs. Yep. Just over the last calendar year. Yeah. Just last season, the Chiefs beat them twice.
That's the best chance for them to get us.
They got the quarterback back. Yeah, C.J. Stroud's healthy again. Yeah. Nico Collins is healthy, and they have the best defense in the NFL. Yep. They are the formidable matchup. Now, I do want to speak on that because there is something the Chiefs could capitalize on. Is the fact that Texans' offense is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
They suck. Their offense is as bad as their defense is good. They can't move the ball consistently. But has that mattered, Trevor?
All they need is field goals.
Has that mattered? because we have seen the Chiefs play offenses that don't move the ball. The Eagles, the Jaguars, those aren't offenses that are awesome, that are fluid, that are playing good football. Those are clanky offenses. And those offenses came into Arrowhead and then the Monday night game in Jacksonville and beat this team. So it isn't even about whether this team is a good offense or not for the Texans. It's that can the Chiefs defense get to CJ Stroud? Can the Chiefs defense get the Texans offense off the field? That's the only thing that matters to me. It is not even about who they have over there. Because remember, before this season, we could sit here and just exit or just go down the list. Okay, Chiefs are playing this quarterback, we got him. They're playing this offensive coordinator, we got him. It's not that simple anymore because Spags and these guys can't figure it out. And that's why I asked the question on Twitter, which one is it, guys? Because it's one or the other. Either this coaching staff is failing the talent on the field, or the talent on the field's not good enough to let the coaching staff involve them. It's one of the two, or both.
Or it's all happening at the same time.
Or it's all happening at the same time. The point is it's not working, and that's what worries me so much about this matchup, is that they're not just the offensive side having their issues, it's a great defense, is it can the defense on the Chiefs side capitalize against a bad Texans offense? I'm legit concerned about that. When it's 3rd and 8, are they going to stop CJ Stroud? Not that CJ Stroud's been a great quarterback, because he hasn't been. But are they going to be able to capitalize against a quarterback who is struggling with his confidence, struggling with his execution? They are limited skill-wise. They don't have a very skilled offense. They have a horrific offensive line. And at least the Chiefs have an excuse with having banged up offensive line. The Texas offensive line sucks.
It's just been bad all year.
It's been bad all year. But they went on a winning streak with Davis Mills. And that's the worry I have, dude, is they're playing against a confident bunch that knows what their identity is, that knows what they have to do, and execute that properly. Just play your game. DeMeco Ryans has got that team on lock right now.
We're lucky this game's in Arrowhead.
Beyond lucky.
I don't know if we'd be favored on their turf.
Think about it, dude. It's going to be 20 degrees by kickoff.
Yeah.
So that is an advantage the Chiefs have. But
and then the noise factor with Stroud is going to be massive.
But there have been advantages for the Chiefs throughout the season against opponents. Throughout the season.
Yeah.
And they didn't capitalize.
Yeah.
That's my worry about this matchup, Trevor. So I want to get to your key players in this one, and then I want to get to your prediction, because it's very important that we give the people our utmost honesty about this matchup, dude, because it's a very pivotal one. Who are your X factors in this game?
Man, I don't know. It's been hard for me to really figure out who is going to be a difference maker for this team, because it's been hard to. There's been no consistency on any level, on any level, at all. I think maybe the most consistent player, obviously since he's been back, Rasheed's probably been the most a consistent player as far as statistically. Kelsey's been pretty consistent this year as far as what we've expected from him, but even Pat's been very inconsistent, man. There's the last 4 games, Pat has not been great. He's thrown more interceptions than touchdowns, and it's just been, honestly, just tough to watch. I still think Pat's the best, most talented quarterback in football, but it's just been hard to watch. This has to be a game where Patrick Mahomes steps it up. I got to see a better game out of Pat. Last couple games, I just haven't been. It's been hard for me to really digest what I'm watching, and I don't believe all of it is his fault. I think there's a lot of schematic issues on this team right now. I think it's become very predictable. I think our explosive players haven't been as explosive as they should be or could be. There's no real stride or motion and consistent rhythm to this offense, and I'm just going to go with Patrick here, man. This has got to be a game like this. If we lose this game, it's pretty much our season. Outside of a miracle, like you said.
Yeah.
I have to have great Pat here. We have to have great Patrick Mahomes here. If we don't, it's going to be a really long off season if we miss the playoffs entirely. And Pat was bad in this game. That's going to be really, really hard to digest, especially the season is basically over within a couple weeks from here. And we're just planning on figuring out what we're going to do next year. That's going to be a really weird feeling. I can't have that. We can't have that as a fan base here. I need great Patrick Mahomes in this game. I'm not saying he needs to be, 350-4. Give me 280, 290, 300 yards and a couple touchdown passes. That would be great right now. That would be enough to win in this game. I want to see us run the ball a lot, but I can't expect that.
Yeah.
But I need to see Patrick running around using his legs to extend plays, not taking big hits, getting out of bounds, sliding, and whatever. But I need great Patrick Mahomes. I need to see vintage, great Patrick Mahomes. Honestly, I want to see great Patrick Mahomes just by hitting his first 2 reads. That'd be awesome to see some kind of consistent 1-2 read to delivering the ball and stride to some guys with some rhythm. That's what I want to see. So I'm going Patrick Mahomes offensively. Defensively, man, I don't know. Anybody. I need anybody. Drew Tranquil, somebody. I think the Texans are going to want to try to run the ball with Nick Chubb and Woody Marks because that's kind of their identity. They don't depend on Stroud to throw the ball 40 times a game. That's just not something they normally do. But they do have an elite receiver in Nico Collins. They do have a good tight end in Schultz. Those are guys we got to look out for. Christian Kirk is still a player that's good in the slot. So we just got to get pressure. It's about offensive line. If there's any game for us to collect a few sacks, a handful of sacks, 4 or 5 sacks in a game, have a season high in sacks, it's this game. It's not a very mobile quarterback, a guy that holds on the ball way too long, and a very bad offensive line. Get some fucking sacks. So at this point, sacks is my key player. I want some of those.
Let's have some sacks.
I don't care. Yeah, let's get very sactual, as you say all the time.
Let's get sactual, yep.
So I need some sactual healing out here. Straight up, bro. I don't have a player on defense. I don't have a player on defense. I just, whoever it is that's getting the sacks, you're my guy. If it's Nick Bolton, hell yeah. If it's Chris Jones, Stone Cold, baby, get out there. I don't care who it is, man. At this point, I just need sacks to be the MVP on that defense. And whoever it is, however Spags got to draw it up, if it's some corner blitzes, safety blitzes, hell yeah. Give me some stunts and some twists and whatever we got to do to figure it out. Let's make Stroud very uncomfortable. Let's force some turnovers, goddammit.
Get out the saxophone.
I mean, dude, this is Arrowhead, baby. This is our home. This is make or break it time. I need great Patrick Mahomes, and I need sacks. That's it.
Yep, we all need sacks.
Yeah,
more sacks in our life for sure. For me, it's very simplistic. On the defensive side, we talked about them today. The Chiefs have got to get pass rush. George Karlaftis has got to have a good game.
Yeah.
If George Karlaftis is doing this normal bullshit where he's whiffing and missing the quarterback, but he got pressure. If that's the case, there's not going to be enough on the defensive side to beat this Texans team because they're going to have to. I don't think the Chiefs. I don't think even with the defense being the way it is going to be bad enough to allow the Texans to score a lot of points in this one. Because again, I don't think that they're not good offensively. And C.J. Stroud clearly peaked in his rookie year. I don't think he's a top 15 quarterback right now. He's not good. He's got all the skill, but he's not good right now. He's not playing good football at all. Yeah. But they still got to get to him. Like, you can't let him, because what's going to happen? Because he is an NFL quarterback at the end of the day. And if he gets time in that pocket, he will deliver the ball and will hit Nico Collins, will hit Dalton Schultz. Like, you will see these guys start to make plays. Because
they have a couple of those, Jalen Knoll kid,
yes,
Higgins kid. They got some young, good receivers over there.
And they got a pretty good running back in Woody Marks. Like, what I'm saying is if you give them the opportunities to read the defense and get their third, fourth reads, they will. It's an NFL team. Eventually, they're going to make plays, even as bad as they can be. So that is what has to happen. George Karlaftis has got to give Chris Jones some help, man. Chris Jones is 31 years old and is playing at a higher snap count than he has over the last 2 years. That is unacceptable. He should not have to be playing as much as he's playing right now. But he has to because there's literally nobody else that does the job. So it's, George, for God's sakes, dude, I've been your biggest defender. I have championed you time and time again. I was the guy that said that you need to get your money, and you've gotten it. Dude, do your damn job. Like, get out there and make some shit happen.
Yeah.
Have some sacks.
Yeah.
Go out there and get some dirty sacks.
Yeah.
I want you to have the dirtiest sacks of your life. Hardcore sacks. God damn it. Sacks for all of us, dude. Have some sacks for all of us, dude. And on the offensive side, it's simple. It's even simpler. Whoever's playing left tackle in this game has to be good. Because you're facing Will freaking Anderson and or Danielle Hunter at any given time. That is terrifying. So please be good. I'm not saying you got to be Trent Williams. I'm not saying you got to be even Josh Simmons. Just please be good. Just give Patrick Mahomes some blanket of comfort, because we're seeing it even with Josh Simmons at times, who's an absolute specimen at left tackle. Patrick Mahomes still got a little PTSD in that pocket. Gets a little nimble on the foot. He starts running out of clean pockets, sometimes running into his own sacks.
Abandoning plays too early. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So with either one, freaking Morris, I can't believe I'm even saying that.
I know,
dude.
it makes you throw up in your mouth.
Yes. Whoever the hell is playing left tackle, just please be an NFL pro for one goddamn week. That's all I'm asking, dude. Or maybe Andy Reid just comes to his fucking senses and plays the guy he paid to play left tackle this offseason. Just play Jalen Moore, for God's sakes. We saw this dude put the clamps on Aiden Hutchinson in a moment's notice.
I feel like they have to.
They have to.
Yeah,
I don't want to play Wanya Morris, period, but you definitely don't play him at left tackle. Yeah. I would rather play Caliendo at left tackle, and I'm not kidding. And Caliendo was not a left tackle, but neither was Joe Thuney. And Joe Thuney had to play because Wanya Morris was getting Patrick Mahomes killed. So you can't have him play there, dude. Get Jalen Moore on the left side, and if he does, I'll feel a lot better about it. I just know Andy Reid is stubborn as hell, dude, and I really am concerned he's going to play Wanya Morris at left tackle, so we'll see. Just please, for Christ's sake, please just play adequate football at left tackle. I'm sick of seeing Patrick Mahomes get ate up, man, from the blind side, dude. That just can't happen. So that's the way I see it. Trevor, give us a prediction here, man. What do you think is going to happen in this game?
I mean, obviously this is going to be a lower scoring game. In no way does anybody predict this is going to be some kind of shootout by any means. The Texans don't have those kind of games, and the Chiefs pretty much don't have those kind of games either, outside of, us blowing out the Raiders 30-0.
Yeah.
We don't score north of 30 very often, nor do we normally have to, because most of our games are pretty close. At least in our wins, and our losses, they've all been pretty close games. Our games never really get out of hand. This is going to be, I think if Patrick Mahomes throws 2 touchdowns, that's going to be enough to win this game. And I think it's going to be a lot of Butker. It's going to be a lot of Fairbairn. A lot of kickers in this game, in my opinion. I do think that's how it's going to be. These are 2 good defenses. One's elite. One's a really good defense. I think our defense is a really good defense at times, especially in games like this. I think our defense is going to be pretty damn good. This is a really good matchup for our defense. So we talked about the O-line of the Texans. We talked about C.J. Stroud's inability to make decisions in a timely manner. He's a mistake-prone guy, too. So this is a good defensive showdown, in my opinion. I think whoever gets to 20 points wins this game. I think that's all it's going to take, 20 points, a couple touchdowns, and a few field goals. I think that's all it's going to take, man. And I do think the Chiefs win this game. This just feels like a game the Chiefs win. It's going to be very uncomfortable, I feel. I feel like it's going to be probably a 3-point victory. I think the Chiefs defense makes a solid play down the stretch, because we've seen Spags turn it on when we absolutely have to. He'll draw some gnarly looking, blitzes. We did that against the Colts. How we put the pressure on Daniel Jones towards the end of that game to really take it from him, because that was a very uncomfortable position we were in. But we stopped them on a big stop there towards the end of the game and got the ball back. I feel like this is going to be a similar game to the Colts game, probably even lower scoring than that one was. I'm going to say Chiefs 20-17, field goal fest. Maybe Pat throws a tutty or 2. I'm just hoping for a win, man, and then putting one brick in the wall, because we're already 6 feet deep inside the casket, just waiting for the dirt to be put on us, and I'm hoping we can dig ourselves out real quick. But it's going to be one game at a time, and we got to win this one. So I'm going Chiefs here, 20-17.
I agree with just about everything you just said. I think everything you just said was completely sensible. It was honestly probably couldn't have said it better myself. But that's what worries me.
Yeah, no, it's. I have no confidence, man.
Everything you just said sounds like every single matchup the Chiefs have this year. And that's the thing is, like I said earlier, when you go into these matchups, we're sitting going, well, I mean, the Chiefs have this going for them. They should be able to get it done.
Yeah.
And then it's week after week after week, we're sitting here on the show going, why? How the hell did they not get it done?
Yeah.
Why couldn't Andy Reid see that? Well, the defense. It's just like this Groundhog's Day effect, dude. And I agree 100% with what you're saying, that it's going to be a very low-scoring game. It's going to be a field goal fest. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be slow. It's not going to be exciting. There's going to be a lot of defense, a lot of nasty offense. But here's the problem.
That plays in the Texans' kind of game plan, too, though, unfortunately.
Exactly.
More than ours.
And here's the other thing. The best unit on the field is their defense, and it's not close.
It's not close. That's the best unit for sure.
The Texans are going to win this game.
Yeah.
And that sucks to say, man, because I have not picked against the Chiefs all season.
I mean, I'm picking the Chiefs, but I mean, it's a very unconfident.
The game's going to go exactly as you said it, Trevor, but here's the problem. It won't even have to get to 20, because I don't think the Chiefs are going to get to 20. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to score more than 1 touchdown this game. I want to be proven wrong for once. That's what I want. I want the Chiefs, and I'm not doing this out of spite. I'm not doing this out of some pettiness. I'm genuinely at a place where I'm like, okay, you know what? I have been putting my faith in this team all season to get it right, to turn it around, and they've not done it. So now what I'm going to do is say, okay, I believe you. Yeah. I believe you.
Yeah,
you are who you are.
You've been showing us.
Yeah. Now I know who you are. You've been telling me for 12 games what you are. I believe you now. So if you want to tell me you're not, and you want to prove it, go right ahead. Go out there against the #1 defense in the league and beat them. Show me that you can do it down 3 offensive linemen. Show me you can do it without a single real playmaker in the backfield. Show me that you can do it with a banged up Xavier Worthy relying on Rashee Rice to make any and everything happen and hoping that 36-year-old Travis Kelce can stay healthy. Show me that you can do it. Show me that you can manufacture a pass rush with your 4 leading pass rushers, not having to send the blitz every damn time. Show me that you justify playing Chamari Connor over Noah Williams. Show me that can continue to happen. Show me that Nick Bolton's contract makes sense, because right now it doesn't. I know Nick Bolton's having a good season, but paying linebackers usually isn't a good idea. And it's showing right now the Chiefs are spending money in places they probably shouldn't have. They could have spent money on, ironically, Danielle Hunter. Instead, they spent it on Drew Tranquill and Nick Bolton. That's a fact. They could have spent that same money on Danielle Hunter. He was out there, ready to go. They could have made trades for A.J. Brown. Didn't do that. There's a lot of what ifs. And this season is on brand with the whole what if. Should have, would have, could have. How about you go and do it? But until they do, until they can show me they can beat a defense like this, that's coming in here hot and heavy and gearing up because they think they can only make the playoffs, but win their own division. Until you can show me that in the crunch, crucial, grinded out clutch moments that you can actually pull that off, I don't believe in this team. No, everybody watching this right now probably hates my guts, and guys, I understand, and I will take that on. But I have to tell you what I feel, and I have to tell you the truth.
Yeah, we've been beaten into submission.
It's not like I'm just choosing a random week to say, hey, guys, guess what? I think Chiefs are going to lose.
I mean,
we're just trying to bait people.
We're 6-6. There's a 50% chance we win or lose, all right? Based on our record. This is what we do.
I want the Chiefs to win this game more than I can even express. Yeah. But I don't believe they're going to. Because I think what's going to happen is the same shit we've been seeing where they have ample opportunity. The Texans offense is on the ropes. They're not getting anything going. And then the Chiefs get them on a 3-and-out, punt, get a fucking flag, and they're on the 10-yard line and a 3-and-out. Like, I see it in my mind playing out because that's literally how the season's been playing out. Where Patrick Mahomes is just trying to wheel and deal and create anything offensively, and he's getting hit in the backfield because he doesn't have Trey Smith. He doesn't have Josh Simmons. He doesn't have Juwan Taylor. And all of a sudden, this offense looks even worse. Yeah. And even more lost because Andy Reid refuses to do what's right. And until Andy Reid can ever do that on a consistent basis, I don't have the faith he's just going to change that. I think on a national level, because this will be a Sunday night football game, so the whole world's going to be watching, and everyone's going to try to, watch the funeral of the Chiefs. Everybody's going to be watching this game. Andy's going to want to put on a fucking show against the number 1 defense, and I love Andy Reid, but this is what he does, man. And until I see him go out there and commit to the run game more than just one time in the season, I don't think he's going to do that. I think Patrick's going to throw the ball 40-plus times in this game. I think Patrick's going to probably have a rough game because, like I said, he's going to need to be great, and if I have them scoring less than 20 points, that means he's probably not going to be that great. I feel bad for Patrick. In fact, I'm more worried about his health in this game. Obviously, I'm not hoping or predicting an injury, but this is a scary-ass defense he's going against with 3 offensive linemen down.
They've gotten after everybody. Why not us?
I mean, they tortured Josh Allen. Tortured him. And he had a way better offensive line in that game than the Chiefs will in this one. So I hope I'm wrong. God, I hope I'm wrong. And I'll eat it next week, guys. We're on the show in a week from now. But I do not have the confidence the Chiefs are going to beat this defense because, again, that Texans defense is the single best unit in this matchup. I'm giving them the advantage. I'm giving the Texans the respect because right now I think they're the scariest team in the AFC because of that defense. I think the Patriots are the best team in the AFC, but I think it's scary. Just like a team that you have to be like, oh, shit. Like that, oh, shit. Dude, when you look at a team, you're like, oh, shit, that's the Texans defense.
Crazy enough, if the Texans go to the playoffs and they play the Patriots, I would pick the Texans. Because I think as much as I love the Patriots this year, they've had the easiest schedule in football. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I would just that defense is that good. I would take them. In my personal opinion, especially if it's a home game, which it wouldn't be because the Patriots are probably gonna have the 1 seed most likely.
Yep.
But this defense is, I think it's the best defense in football right now. And the lower the score, and everyone's talking about this being a lower scoring game. If you think it's gonna be a low scoring game, that's in their favor, not ours.
Yes, that's why
we want this to be not a shootout, but we want this to be 45 points or so or more in this game. That's in our advantage.
The ideal situation is the Chiefs force an early turnover, get short field, go up 7-0.
That sounds like the game against the Cowboys, right?
Yes, exactly. That's my whole point, dude, is even in times like that, they still find a way to squander. Now, to the Cowboys credit,
we went 2
they have
straight
Dak
quarters
freaking Prescott, and they have an awesome offense, so that makes sense for that to be the case. But again,
we went 2 straight quarters
with the lack of pass rush, it doesn't matter who the other quarterback is. It could be Davis Mills in this matchup.
But then again, in that game against the Cowboys, we went after we did that, we started out hot in that first quarter. We went the next 2 quarters without a point.
Yeah.
That's the offense. Yep. It's not just our defense not being able to stop opposing offenses. We can't do shit on offense right now either. We can't have any kind of consistency.
Yep. I have two total touchdowns scored in this game. I think the rest are going to be field goals. I think, like you said, Fairbairn and Butker are going to have a night, so I hope they ice their feet. They're going to have a night. I think the Texans are going to win this game. It's going to be very close. They're going to cover the spread.
Like a 17
3.5,
17
19 to
14.
16. I have the same score guy Johnny Harrison had. I had it written before. I can prove this. Johnny Harrison has Chiefs 19-16. I have the Texans 19-16. It's going to be an ugly, low-scoring game. I swear, guys, I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Chiefs go out there and win 28-7. I would love nothing more. That'd be a great Sunday night. But again, this team keeps telling me who they are. I believe them. I've given them opportunities. Yeah. Show me who you are. Show me what you are. And they've shown me. They're a team that cannot get it done.
Bro. Yeah.
So
that's a fair take.
19-16 Texans. Trevor, you have, was it 2017?
2017.
2017 Chiefs. I hope Trev's right. And I will take an L. I'll take sacks, good or bad sacks, whatever you guys got. Yeah. And we'll definitely eat some crow. I'll literally eat a crow on the show next week. I won't, but I mean,
full Aussie.
If it's fried, maybe. If it's fried, I might do it. But but anyway, that's my prediction. That's Trevor's prediction. Give us your prediction. It's the perfect time to do so because it is now time for Speak It.
So we don't have too many. The chat's been active, and we've been kind of addressing them as they've come in the chat. So we've got just a couple from our guy Justin Orton before he dipped out. I guess he's at he said he's at a dance or something like that.
Dustin's a busy guy, man. He's got kids.
But he got a couple questions in before he dipped out. He said, "Speak it. Does Dameon Pierce see the field this season?"
I do. I think this week you will see Dameon Pierce on a punt return, kick return, probably both. Yes, he will play some form of a factor for this Chiefs team.
I agree. And his second question, followed that up with, is speak it. If we make it other than the Colts, who else falls off and doesn't make the playoffs?
If the Colts, what do you say? If the Colts don't make it?
He said if we make it other than the Colts, who else falls off and doesn't make the playoffs? So if we make it, we'll probably bump out the Colts.
There's several different scenarios. Like the Chargers could miss, Texans could miss, the Jaguars could miss. Because no one's clinched their division yet outside of the
Ravens can miss.
Yeah, like
the Ravens losing the Steelers this week.
I don't think. Well, I think no one's clinched their division yet. Yeah, so
the Ravens and Steelers this week.
Yeah, so I think the teams that could fall out of the playoffs: the Chargers, Texans, Jaguars, Colts, and I'm missing somebody. I know I am. Ravens, Steelers.
Yeah,
all those teams. Some of them aren't even on in the playoffs right now. But I'm saying that what I'm basically saying there's a big shift that can happen. There could be a landslide for some of these teams, but the Chiefs got to win out. That's the whole point in all this, man. It doesn't matter what happens to these other teams if the Chiefs don't win out, in my opinion. Yeah, everybody's like, oh, yeah, there's a chance if they go 10-7, these other teams. Man, you can't play that game. You can't play that game. You got to win out.
Chargers can still miss the playoffs, too.
I think they are going to miss the playoffs, dude. They are too banged up.
They've been banged up, man.
And Justin Herbert's got a broken hand.
He's got a bolt in his wrist.
They got a pissed off Eagles team coming in this week. I mean, I think
it'll be a close game, though.
Yeah, but I think the Eagles win that one.
The Eagles should win. They're the better team.
Yeah.
Our guy Clay chimes in with the Red Tribe Cinema handle. What do you guys make of Andy Reid talking about tickling tonsils?
Dude, okay.
That had me dying.
I have listened to that audio track and watched him when he expressed
the holiday spirit.
There's no other way to interpret that.
Yeah. He's getting freaky.
Andy's talking about oral.
Andy a freak, bro.
Andy, you are a little, dude. He's a little demon in the sheets. Like this motherfucker, dude.
That Mormon, bro. That's that Mormon style.
Taking off them garments in the wee hours, baby. Andy gets it in, dude. Andy fucks, dude. Like that's what happens. Let's be real. That dude's slinging it. Because you don't talk about stuff like that.
He's got a big family tree, bro.
Dude, I was listening to like all these former NFL players, like, bro, we've heard a lot of verbiage in our day about sayings.
Yeah.
That's never been uttered in our time. So there's no other way of putting that. That is simply horny Andy, dude. Like, straight up.
I'll take horny, man.
As our guy from ACU says, our guys at L Chiefed Up, horned up.
Let's get horned up on the field, bro. I want to see it.
Bricked up.
I mean? Yeah, man. Get out there full erect. I want to see a full erect offense.
He went 6 to midnight. Pause. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you know what I mean? That's what Andy did. So that's my take.
Yeah. I mean, that's
you know what I mean? It's one of those.
That quote will be legendary. If we somehow make the playoffs, that quote is going to be legendary.
When Andy sees a cheeseburger.
That was the turn of the tide. The tickling tonsils quote is going to be what turns the tide. That's it for the questions, though, man.
Hey, it doesn't matter. It can be it's our first Friday. Getting back to the Friday slot. It's totally cool. I'm sure you guys.
We were very interactive with the chat as the show is going. So
we have predictions. Obviously, Morgan D6814 said 21-17 Chiefs.
Yeah.
I know Clay actually had his take. I saw it on Twitter. He said 2017 Chiefs, so that's the same as you, Trevor. Bumpa BB 7162 24-20 Texans. Yeah. He's on my side on that. Yeah, our guy. What is G-Pick's prediction?
G-Pick said that she's got the Chiefs connected on the deep ball, so 24-19 Chiefs.
Okay.
This would be a great time to do
so. G-Pick has the Chiefs getting adequate protection from Mahomes because there's no way, you know what I mean? Like he's going to have to get 2-3 seconds in the pocket to deliver that ball downfield.
That's a tough one to to fathom. But yeah,
Morgan said that was a bar, Lance. I don't know what I said, but I'm sure I was cooking on something. So let me know what I said that was a bar, because I really want to know, because I might have to clip it, because I don't usually get bars on the show, man. I usually just say a bunch of stupid
when
shit.
you were saying something about realistic, something like, I think.
Oh, there's being optimistic, but then you got to be realistic.
It just it rhymed, so it sounded cooler than it actually was.
I should start spitting bars, dude.
Yeah, you used to.
I get a sound. I used to, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
you guys don't know, man. Lance used to up with the little church boy.
Don't do this, dude.
He was hooked on.
These people don't need to know this shit, dude. That's not fun. That's trauma.
I used to be a DJ spinning that
Captain
shit.
Spinners,
You're up there. You know, hey, Wyandotte County, baby.
Hey, we grew up out here, bro. It came honestly. That's how it goes, man.
Yeah, we're
but our guy John Harrison had 1916 Chiefs.
Yeah.
We agree on the score, just not on the team. So yeah, man. Send the predictions if you guys want through the chat. If you guys want to, what you guys think is going to happen? Yeah, G pick 24-19. I like the score. I obviously hope that's the case.
If we score 20 north of 21, 24 points,
they win that game.
It's a lock. We're gonna win.
Yeah, I agree. So, but yeah, nevertheless, the chat's been awesome tonight. I know it's an adjustment. You know, some of the regulars are probably busy, but they'll adjust too. They'll be back.
The word will get out. Tell your friends.
They'll tell your friends about us. We appreciate it. Yeah, go to YouTube, hit subscribe, notify, like, share, all the fun buttons they have there on YouTube. But we need you guys in the comments, because we want to have fun, talk some football, get your guys' thoughts on what's going on your side of the world. We appreciate all that, guys. Our guy G Pick says, thanks for the stream, fellas. Dude, thank you. Like, you gave us stuff to talk about and talk with you. That's what it's all about here, man. So we appreciate your time on a Friday night, dude. You can be literally doing anything you wanted to do. You decided to hang out with us two jackasses, and we're having fun talking, man. So he said, even though y'all down, I always bring that positive energy. Hey, that we need it, dude.
No, bro. Hey,
we're people just like you, man.
Bro,
right? Like,
I hope I support you.
Yes.
I mean, I'm picking the Chiefs to win too, so I am optimistic enough to say that we figure out a way to win. But yeah, man, bro, we need all that, because it is down right. It's Downsville right now, bro. It's bad,
bro.
It's not fun right now.
I don't know how long G-Pick's been with our show. I know he's probably been here for a while. Go back to any season previous to this one.
Yeah,
bro. Trevor, we were sitting here just glossing, bro. Glizzies were in our face. Like, we were just, you want to talk tickling tonsils? Like, we were talking the shit, dude. We were backing things up with our takes. I want to be fired up for this team. There's nothing that makes me happier, dude, outside of my family. There's nothing that I love more in this world than this team. Yeah. So that's why we're so adamant and passionate about it, dude. It's not about trying to find negatives. I want to be optimistic like you. But I got to be real about it. I'm not saying you're not. I'm saying, in my perspective, I don't see it the same way. So this team's got to bring it to me. I didn't grow up in Missouri, but hey, I'm still Show Me State over here, dude.
It's not like we're expecting, like, hey, you guys want to be great? Show us. No, it's that we know they're great, and they're not showing us. That's what's frustrating.
Exactly.
This is not a team that we're hoping can put it all together and become something.
Yes.
We have been something for this amount of time, and we want that to continue, and it's not happening, and it's very frustrating.
Do you remember when I made the analogy a few weeks ago about this team reminds me of that person in your life that's like, they got all this fucking potential, and they like, oh my God, this dude could be so great at this if he just fucking woke the hell up. Yeah. Like, one of those people you just want to shake. Like, dude, wake up. You're so fucking awesome. That's this team. It's like, you guys are in your own way. Stop hurting yourselves. Like, get out of it. You do not remember what you've been doing for the last better part of a decade. Get out of your head. Play football. Be simplistic about things. Go out there and win games. And they're not doing that, man. So that's why I got to show me who you really are. If you're going to show me for 12 weeks what you are, I'm going to believe you. If the Chiefs were 11-1 right now, guess what I'd be doing? I'd be talking about this team going to win their fourth Super Bowl. Because they're showing me they got that. When last season, when they were having the frustration in offense and they weren't getting, pressure on the quarterbacks, but they were winning games. What did we do, Trevor? God, that game was so tiring. But you know what they did? They pulled it out. Yeah. And we're just going to keep giving this team credit. And we both were very confident they were going to still get to the Super Bowl. And that's exactly what they did, because they were winning games when it mattered the most. And that's what I will always hang my hat on. It ain't got to be beautiful, bro. You know what I mean? It ain't got to be IG model pretty. But if you can get the damn victory, I'm going to sit here and give you your credit, because this is the NFL, bro. It's all about wins and losses. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, we've already accepted the fate that our division's out of our hands. Yeah. Now we're just like hoping that we can have some semblance of a hope. And it starts this week to make the playoffs and have some kind of life, man.
Boy,
like we're trying to get the lighter lit, and it's a bunch of flickers. We're hoping we can just get that bad boy going. So need fuel.
Need it, man. And I appreciate the positivity coming from G-Pick and several others, man. You guys, we need it, man. We definitely, because I've been not.
Yeah, we want to have fun, man.
Yeah, exactly.
This whole year has not been fun at all.
No,
outside of blowing the Raiders out, that was like the highlight of the year.
And you know what's not going to be fun, Trevor, is if the Chiefs lose this game, guess what we're going to start talking about?
Yeah.
The draft.
Yeah.
I'm going to start giving you guys my
talk
theories.
about the draft in week 15.
You know my annual wish list I always put out? That usually waits till February.
Yeah.
That's going to be a December conversation, dude. I'm not ready to have that conversation yet.
Depressing.
So, yeah, it's very fucking depressing, dude. That's off-season fodder. We don't want to be doing off-season fodder in season. That's just not cool, man. So, yeah, we've lived good, man. I want to see that continue. That's the beautiful thing about having a dynasty. They're not very often. So when they happen, you want to make sure that it happens for as long as it possibly can. So we'll see what happens this week, man. But in the meantime, Trevor, we have one more order of business to get to. What is it called? Hold and Sell. Each and every episode, we finish up every single episode with a series of L's in the world of sports. Whether those L's are friendly L's or not so friendly L's in the world of sports, we promise you, who's ever holding those L's in the world of sports deserve those L's in the world of sports. Trevor Twiddle, who's holding L for you this week?
All right, man. Mine's just because it's fresh on my mind from the game last night. Good game between the Detroit Lions and the Cowboys. I did pick the Lions to win that game, and
I picked the Cowboys.
Ended up what happened, but I'm very unfortunate that CeeDee Lamb went out. I think the Cowboys had obviously a much better chance because he was absolutely shredding that defense of the Lions. But my L is going to go to their other receiver, who's been also awesome this year too, but is also a knucklehead and a low IQ person, in my opinion. Very great athlete. Is one of the top athletes, I think, in this league, especially at his position, as far as size and speed and just agility and everything he can do when he puts it together. He's awesome. But when he doesn't, it's a catastrophe.
Yeah.
And he lets his team down. This is now the Cowboys are now a second victim of the George Pickens experiment. No offense to him. He is good at spurts. He'll put together 2-3 games where he's like fucking elite. And he's arguably been better than CeeDee Lamb. I just think it's because CeeDee Lamb's been absent several games this year, and then was obviously had the early exit. He was absolutely going off in that game last night, but had the early exit and is concussed, and now he probably is going to miss next week as well, which sucks. Big CeeDee Lamb fan, love that guy. But George Pickens, once again, man, just quitting on plays, straight up. A pivotal play. There was the late run that the Cowboys still had life. They were on that drive. They were down 10, I believe, 2 scores, but there was about 5.5 minutes left. You know, they needed to put that 2-minute drive to get. All you need is about 3 minutes and 45 seconds to get a score there. And you know, if you have enough, a little over 3 minutes, you can get a quick stop, get that ball back, and who knows? You know, you're down 3.
Yep.
There's a route where he's supposed to sell the go route, and you're supposed to be all out, show that you're going to sprint downfield and just hit that go route and get in the hole. You know, just hit it, go full speed, and then stop, and then cut back for that back shoulder. And he's just jogging on the route. I believe this is 3rd down too, and the play is to him. And obviously, he had to step up and be the man with the absence of CeeDee Lamb. He made a couple plays before this, obviously, but he just wasn't reliable, man. This is what got him out of Pittsburgh.
Right.
He's a guy you just can't rely on as a number 1 consistently. And he showed it. This was the Dallas Cowboys season is basically over now. Yeah. I think they have like a 6% chance to make the postseason.
Yep.
This loss was tremendous. The Detroit Lions could have lost, and they still have a 40% or so chance to still make the playoffs. But the Cowboys are basically done now.
Yep. And
now they just lost CeeDee Lamb for however long. I mean, he could be out weeks. The concussion looked pretty rough. He was basically knocked out almost. But that play, he was supposed to sell the go route and sell the DB because it was a one-on-one.
Yep.
You get a one-on-one with that guy, you know Dak's going to put that ball in the money because Dak is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in this league, especially on those back shoulder throws or those deep curl routes. He's incredible at those throws and completing those passes. And Dak put it on the money where he was supposed to be, but he didn't sell the route enough to where the defender never bid on it, and he didn't get any space. Defender was there in time to break up the play. And that's just a play you can't have from your star receiver, a guy they're talking about paying up and giving him the franchise tag no matter how much it is next season. I do think the guy is worth money, but he's not worthy of being paid top notch, in my opinion, to be trusted and relied upon as a main option.
Yeah.
Because you just can't do it consistently. And that's been the biggest knock on him. He's a knucklehead, man.
According to G-Pick, he said that the Pickens was talking, I guess, to Richard Sherman on X today or something.
Yeah, because Richard Sherman straight up called him out, and Richard Sherman was right.
Yeah.
That was the Cowboys had to have that game.
Right.
And they were playing good enough, in my opinion, to win that game. I mean, there were some turnovers there that were tough to overcome. But Dak played good enough to win that game. CeeDee Lamb was balling before he got hurt.
God, 6 catches for like $121.
Yeah, but I mean, the Cowboys defense just honestly fell kind of flat. But like I said, the turnovers really put them in a bind.
Yes.
It was just an ugly one. But honestly, it was a 10-point game with 6 minutes left when they get the ball.
I thought Dak was awesome.
Dak was awesome. Dak put the ball on that play that I'm talking about specifically. Dak put that ball where it needed to be. He just didn't run the route correctly. He was jogging.
And isn't he the one that dropped the pass that was the interception?
Yeah. He tipped it. Yeah. Like it's just this is a trend that's been very consistent with him. Like I said, a top tier athlete. I mean, you can't get much more athletic than what this guy's is with his size and his abilities. But up here, it's really hard to watch, man. You just can't trust a guy like that, and it's unfortunate. Just similar to like guys like Antonio Brown, one of the best receivers of all time. Tyreek Hill to a degree too, right? But when he gets in his own head, he's a self-sabotage kind of guy. Those guys self-sabotage, and that's exactly what he did. He cost his team, in my opinion. That game was still, granted, Detroit scored 40+, but Detroit still had a chance late in that game. And when you got Dak, a guy like that, and a good play caller and good coaching staff over there, they've been awesome this year. They've lost some games that they should have won. But for me, man, that was tough to watch. I watched that whole game and I was like, oh my goodness, like I said, I agree with Sherman. I agree with his criticism. You can't have it's just lack of leadership and lack of awareness,
right?
Of a guy you're supposed to trust and an elite talent there. Absolutely let his team down there. Terrible route, just unacceptable. Yeah. I'm sure he's getting his ass stripped. Dak was even getting asked about it in the post game. He was, taking the high road, of course, but I can imagine how fuming mad Dak was in that, that play, because he could have easily beaten that one-on-one. One-on-one with that guy is almost a lock every time, especially when you got an accurate QB who can get the ball to basically anywhere on the field like Dak can. Just a tough thing to watch, but this has been consistent with him in his career, man. So for that, George Pickens, do me a solid favor and hold this L.
We have a lot of, different networks that host NFL games. And, let's be real. Most of these pre and post game shows are not really good. I have my favorites. I'm sure some of you guys do, but a lot of times they don't really hit. They don't really add anything. And in particular, it's the NBC crew for me. I mean, dude, Chris Collinsworth is unbearable. Stop it. You're looking at a guy here. PFF. Like, I just, it's rough. It's a rough watch. Luckily, Mike Tirico makes things better because I think he's one of the best in the business.
Constant pro.
Yes, he's unbelievable. He's been great forever. But outside of that, they got a lot of meh over there. Jack Collinsworth is a Nepo baby. The chemistry between Maria Taylor and Jason Garrett, Tony Dungy, it feels so like just forced. It doesn't feel like they're really friends. It just feels like
Jason Garrett.
No,
he's like isolated.
Yes,
or when he's like in the booth.
Yes,
he's awesome.
Yes, but like with all of them together, Jason McCourty, it just feels very like ugh. It doesn't really mesh. They just don't feel like they're like buddies, like they go and hang out afterwards, like the Fox crew,
no chemistry
like
there,
Strahan, Howie, Terry, Gronk, like all them. You feel like, okay, these dudes hang out. Like
Shaq and Cook and all
they
those
have
guys,
fun. Like they're buddies. Yeah. That is not the NBC crew, and no one on that crew is worse than Rodney Harrison. Yeah. There's no mystery about it. He's a horrible analyst. Most time he just is there just because he was on that Patriots team, and he was a really good player. Let's not mince words here.
For sure.
What really good player, but let's be real. He doesn't really ever bring anything to the show, so much so that people sometimes forget he's even there until this week. Go ahead, Trevor, be so kind and roll that beautiful bean footage.
Best way to attack against this group tonight?
Well, I don't know about the best way, but Denver has struggled running the ball since J.K. Dobbins has been out. Washington very, very just disorganized in the run defense. I think they get their young running back score tonight and then take shots to your favorite guy, Courtland Sutton.
Yeah, I look at... I forgot the quote. I'm sorry.
Washington defense from that group. Best way to attack that group tonight, do you believe?
The best way to attack them.
What have you seen from Washington's defense?
I'm sorry. They just don't have... It's a lot of stuff going on. I'm sorry. They don't have a lot of discipline on the defensive side of the ball.
Yep.
That's it.
They sure don't. And I want to get over to something else, too, Coach, because I was looking at Bo Nix, only thrown over 300 yards one time for this group with 9 wins. They're led by their defense. What makes this defense stand out to you?
Well, their front 7, Rodney, to me is unbelievable. They can run, they hustle, they hit, and they put so much pressure on you. That's where it starts.
Yeah, Coach. I mean, you think about those defensive ends coming around the corner, and then now that quarterback has to step up. Who does he step up into? Zach Allen. They get pressure from the outside. They get pressure on the inside. This defense is real.
And then they...
Holy shit. What the hell was that? I mean, that sounded like me when the hottest chick at the knitting competition asked me, what's good? You want to come with me? I'm like, dude, I was trying to, I watched this live. Like, I saw this happen. I go,
yeah.
And I'm, this is a joke, but it's not a joke.
Roasted,
so nobody judge me here. I was like, did Rodney Harrison just have a stroke on TV?
That's been like the narrative floating around.
Yeah, and then the reason why I can joke about it is because they came out and said confidently he's totally fine. So what the hell was that? Was somebody in his earpiece going, like the Tasmanian devil the
he didn't have a stroke.
Yeah, he did. Right. Like, that would actually make sense. Yeah. Like, what the hell was that? Like, bro, I've watched it like 17 times. I'm like, what? And he's, I'm sorry, guys. Like, right in the middle of Tony Judge's spiel. Like, right in the middle of Tony, like, trying to save it.
Yeah.
And to Jack's credit, the Nepo baby, and luckily he was like, what are you seeing from this defense? And, like, it just, like, that's what I'm talking about. This whole crew is in itself. Like, this was, like, the ultimate embodiment of what they do as a production. Like, it's just so off-kilter. It's so disingenuous. It just, every time I watch this crew, I'm like, why? They was like, this is the best you guys can come up with? This sucks.
Throw me $500,000 a year.
No,
I'll do that
shit. Why can't our dad be Collinsworth? I'd go up there and be like, my daddy. Like, PFF. Football, stop it. And either way, Rodney, whatever the hell that was, you're going to do me a solid end. Hold this hell. Wow.
Yeah, it was rough, man.
Good Lord. Man, you know what wasn't rough, though, Trevor, was this episode. You guys were awesome. We had a lot of fun tonight. We really do, from the bottom of our hearts, appreciate all the love and support to bring our long-lost friend now, Paulie. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate all the messages. Anybody that's watching this that was a part of his life or he was a part of your life, thank you for reaching out. And it was very humbling to hear from all you guys. And again, I will echo the sentiments again. If anybody knows anybody from the Big Charlies, or you don't, but you know they have social platforms, obviously. They're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Send them a message. Let them know you're thinking about them, that they're family. I don't even want to tell you what to tell them. Just, if you just could, please just reach out. That would mean a lot to me. That would definitely mean a lot to them. And I just hope that you guys know that they care about all of us out here. I know that a lot of you guys probably live in the Kansas City region. Some of you maybe have never been to Big Charlie's. If you're planning maybe if you're planning a trip, man, maybe think about going to South Philly. Maybe go and see Arrowhead East. And honor our buddy Paulie. I know Trevor and I have been talking about it. It needs to become a reality. We need to make that effort. I'll say that right now. I'm going to put that on myself. I'm telling you guys to do it. We need to make that effort. So, regardless, I just want to thank you guys for being a part of that and be a part of the show, man. You guys make this fun every single week. I know we moved in a day back again, but you guys hung tough and had a fun show with us, and we hope that we just can liven your lives up, or at least just give you someone to hang out with and chat with, man, because I know I need it sometimes too. So the world is a weird place. We live in a very strange time, but we make sense of it, and we talk about the things we're passionate about here, and we don't apologize to anybody about that. So I just want to thank all of you again for doing this and being a part of it. And we will be we'll be doing this again very shortly. And if you guys have not already done it, join Shaggy, Shane, and myself on Tuesdays on the same platform, the 65 Toss Power Talk Show. We usually have former Chiefs on the show to discuss everything they're seeing from their perspective. Like I said, I had a great conversation with JJ Burden. Obviously, Shaggy had some great points and great questions. I asked JJ about my theory, or I gave him my theory on the wide receiver situation, how the Chiefs need to change it. And he gave a very articulate thought in return about what he sees and how he sees that take working out for the Chiefs or not working out. I will leave that for you to find out by listening to it. It's like I said, it's on our platform on YouTube. You can see it right below this video. But in the meantime, We've given you guys enough of our time, and we appreciate all the time you've given us. So for Trevor Twidwell, for the great Clay Windler that's on the back end of things, that puts all this together on the back end of things at Red Tribe Cinema, I am Lance Twidwell. Episode 338 of the Spoken Podcast is done, finished, and finito. And until we are back here in 1 week's time, hopefully talking about a Chiefs team that makes me look stupid and is continuing the hope of another big playoff run, we out of this bitch.
Later.